Welcome everybody to the Tournament of Doom. Challenge of Doom. It's a different thing. We're here tonight with our usual 64 players, 6 rounds, easy 6-0. Maybe someday we'll double that. But first I need a little bit more reason why to do that. Joining me tonight is the ever amazing Eliza. Eliza, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to our viewers and give a little bit about yourself and any self-promotion you want to get in.
Hello viewers, I'm Eliza Sheeppost over on Twitter. I've been playing the game since about 2016, 2015-ish. I honestly forget at this point. You probably see me on Twitter posting a lot about Lugia, a lot about Shuckle, a lot about Gallavantula, and realizing that Gallavantula is not good. But I'll play it anyway.
I have not played any Gallavantula yet. I haven't even played any of the new format yet. But that's because this is my last tournament in this format. So I can move on Friday. Friday we'll get new stuff.
Fair enough. You know, we got Baltimore coming up in this format, so obviously we gotta stay focused on this, right? Can't be building 3 separate Gallavantula decks.
Or you could just be like me and just winning all the pre-releases. Yeah, 3-0. Nobody beat me.
He cracked at the game. No one better.
No one better. No, it probably didn't help that most of them there were collectors. But I mean, we take that.
Hey, wins are wins, you know. Whether it's against a Masters player who's previously won a regional or against the 7-year-old that showed up with a theme deck, I'm getting my win one way or another.
100%. Now, when you do lose. PokeJoy, thank you for the follow as well. And Dab Jenkins, you followed earlier. I'll make sure to get that as well. If you lose to the theme deck, then you have to just quit right there, right? That's just it.
I feel so bad because, like, whenever I'm facing against a kid who's clearly new at the game, you know, I'll do the thing where, like, you let them take, like, 3 or 4 prizes, and then you start coming back and you start disrupting them, and then you end up winning. I was 1 game up on this junior, and out of nowhere, he pulled off the sickest it was like a 12-step sequence that included Thornton and all this other stuff, and he ended up winning game 2, and the series ended up in a tie, and I was just like, well, a tie here means that neither of us gets store credit, so you can just have the win. And he was like, what?
Hey,
and so I had to deal with the loss against him.
I mean, some people, that's the biggest thing that happens for them. Like, yeah, my brother's still sitting like on $15 store credit from one place.
Busted.
Yeah, I got store credit from one place. I got like $110, and so I went to the restaurant with my family, and it turned out the restaurant was crappy and it was a mistake.
Bummer.
Yeah, I should have just bought cards, but no, gotta be a family man.
I'm sitting on a $12 store credit right now from a store that's like a 40-minute drive away from my house. And when I work at a card store that's less than 10 minutes from my house, it's really hard to justify driving down there to spend $12.
Yeah, especially considering, like, you know, the amount of gas that would just be like, oh my god. I just put like 160,000 miles on my car over like 3.5 years. So like I'm sitting here going, man, that's a lot for $12, you know, gas. You know, that says something. All right, let's get this tournament going. Started the tournament. Sadly, we're gonna have about 26 disappointed people. Sorry, but that's just how the cookie crumbles. All right, we do have Red Octane streaming already. Let's go see what he is playing.
Yeah, let's go see what they're up to. What they got going on here.
Red Octane's playing Raging Bolt Ogerpon in a match against Dragapult.
Ooh.
You down for that one? That would be a good opener.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see how it works.
Because like I'm kind of playing a little bit of a Dragapult, but it's not working as well for me as I would hope.
Well, next format, it's pretty good. Just this format, I'm a little like, I'm not sure if I would really go all in on it yet, but...
Alright, let's go ahead and move ourselves down there. And once he shares the screen, we will get the game going. Which also, I'm using like a new setup. I moved everything from one side to the other, so like hopefully my mic will be better tonight. And it's throwing me off right now. I'm like, why is all my stuff on the left, not the right?
I'm just pulling up their deck list real quick. Yeah, new setups always confuse me. Whenever my work moves stuff around without telling me first, I am thrown off for like a month straight.
Yeah.
All right.
And the reason for it again is like I'm trying to get the most out of this mic without going a full XLR setup, but I might still just go a full XLR setup.
Yeah.
Like it's like yeah, maybe. And so we do also have Jam and Cashman, but let me see. Ping and Red Octane. Now this matchup could go really fast, or it could go differently. Yeah, Pondar saying it sounds much better right now so far. I've done a lot of filters. I disengaged like the stupid Logitech thing. I think that was causing issues.
Oh yeah.
Now I'm using like everything through OBS. I moved my mic closer to me, and it's more in a position where it's like closer to my. I hate to say closer to my mouth, but that's the truth. It's closer to my mouth. All right, it looks like we got the game. Let me move that over, and as soon as they are ready, we will get this game on, and we'll get our first game of the night.
So looking at the deck list real quick, Red Octane's Bolt Ogerpon list, not really seeing anything out of the ordinary. Looks pretty standard. One catcher, one Pokemon catcher, one Prime catcher for the gusting options. One boss's orders also, and then as for their opponent here on the Dragapult, we got 2 Dragapults, 2 Pidgeots, 1 Charizard, and running the Kieran, Neo Upper. Seems like a pretty standard Dragapult list.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything we're seeing too out of the ordinary. I mean, we're at the point of the meta where it's just what it is. It's just like, cool, here we are, right?
Yeah, not really seeing much innovation coming out of anywhere. Shrouded Fable, barely added much to it. Pheasantipity obviously being super important in like most decks at this point. But aside from that, the meta not too shaken up from where it was before Shrouded Fable, and Worlds kind of just solidified that we're not seeing much change. Maybe we'll see more change at Baltimore. I'm hoping someone comes out with something spicy.
I have to do this. Solar Crown singles are up at Tabletop Village. If you use code DOOM5, you'll save 5% off your order there. So do that. Sorry, I just saw that they just pinged me about it. I was like, oh yeah, I should probably do some promotion.
Yeah, that's fair. They do sponsor you.
Yeah.
So like,
I mean, it's in the corner. I'm actually stopping by there tomorrow. So.
All right, simple little instant charge for 3 coming out there from the Dragapult player. Not even seeing them bench a Dreepy, so maybe not the best of starts for them.
They might be focusing more on the Charmander play, but like the issue you're going to see here is that there's one of Charmander, and that's about it.
Yeah, so leaning on this Charmander, maybe it was just a rough start for them. I mean, they did start it and then find the Pidgey, so just emphasizing that Pidgeot way more than they're emphasizing the Dragapult, which, considering Pidgeot's their engine, makes a bit of sense. Just not a great start from them, but, turn 1 getting out that Rotom and getting out 2 basics, not too bad for a turn 1, no supporter. Whiff the gear.
Well, we did have. I'm looking at the games, and we already had one game finish. I was like, "Oh my god, did someone drop or something?" No, they literally got donked. I was like, "Oh, that sucks."
Not seeing anything here. The Sada, maybe they could just go for Power Gem here if they wanted to, right? Oh, they don't have a fighting. Okay, so yeah, they could Sadas onto Sandy Shocks, Earthen Vessel, and swing for 60, but like, what's that really doing for them?
Yeah, not looking too good here. Oh, well, they can get another.
Okay.
They can get to 3 energy now.
Almost detached from hand there.
More energy. Hey.
Love to see it. I didn't realize they had the fighting in the discard already. Pretty good. So we do get to see the knockout onto this Charmander.
Now, would you feel safer putting up the Rotom V, or unless you already have the Pidgeot EX set up?
If you have the Pidgeot's EX Rare Candy in hand, I'd promote the Pidgey. Also, if you have the Rare Candy in the Pidgeot, it's just the right choice, right? Because it has free retreat if they do need it. But obviously, if they don't have it, I think I would promote the Rotom just to try and find some kind of engine still. But
I don't know. Not sure about that.
Yeah, we saw that Red Octane here was bricking a little bit, so I would have been okay just not doing that Iono there. But, you know, they took a prize card, they got the Teal Mask on the board. Maybe they were just like, you know what, it's more important for me to set up at this point. The chances of you drawing into something is pretty decent.
Will we see a retreat here from the Pidgey? Or are we going
Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, you put the Cleffa down. Now here's something. Here's something. We had 6 people no-show this round.
Ooh.
That is a first for this challenge. That just feels absolutely terrible.
Yeah, especially with how many people were on that wait list. That's just 6 people who just denied spots from others. Ooh, don't see the retreat. Just straight into instant charge there. And now here we go. We're going to start seeing plays here from the Raging Bolt player. Going to be able to get those Sadas back, set up another Raging Bolt. Ooh, goes for the Greninja here. Makes sense. No need to get another Raging Bolt. Don't have Sadas in hand. Oh, and there's the Sadas.
All right, I'm just having a little judge moment here. Someone just having a little bit of disconnect. Nothing too much to worry about.
I'll just keep talking. You're good.
I know that's why we brought in co-casters for. So Doom can sometimes do his thing and move on.
They already have a switch card in hand. They already hitting for knockout with the Pidge. Alright, decides that it ends up being worth it here. Loses Asadas. Is there a world you take the Pheasantipity? I don't think so. Your bench is full, your opponent's not really set up.
Doesn't seem to hurt to take a bolt.
Yeah.
Because the biggest
Looks like
the biggest thing you're gonna run into as a Dragapult is you're not KOing the Raging Bolt. Even with the band, you're still 10 short. And they have such an easy time just going and blowing you up.
And I think that's why we're seeing the Bolt player prioritize those switch carts so much here, is because being able to heal damage off of their Pokemon is just going to be so relevant. Just being able to heal that 30, you know, because if they ping for 60, they go down to, what is that, 180, and then heal for 30 from the switch cart. That puts them at 210, which puts them just out of range if the Dragapult doesn't have a damage modifier. So putting a lot of emphasis on those switch carts for this matchup.
We'll see how the Dragapult reacts here. We do see the Ultra Ball giving it a chance to hopefully get something else out. Okay, we see the Dracloak. Easy draw too. Recon Directive is pretty good. If you're ever here during Airmail. How long do the tournaments usually last? Chat is asking. Usually one of these about 2 to 2.5 hours, depending on how fast everything moves.
Which is good news for me, because it's almost midnight. I don't think I'd be able to stay up until maybe 4 or 5 hours from now, but we'll see. We'll see. But we do see a Dragapult hit the field here. Oh no, but the Raging Bolt player has Prime Catcher in hand, so they might be able to just take this knockout. We'll have to see what the Dragapult player can pull off on their turn. Does have free retreat and that grasping draw. What's this counter catcher on?
Maybe looking to try to put some damage on the Raging Bolt. Nope, gasping draw. Which even then we know they have Prime Catcher. Yeah, maybe you pull it into the active so that way if they have Prime Catcher, they have to pay for somebody's retreat in order to get the Raging Bolt into the active. I don't really know what that counter catcher pulled off there. Yeah, I'm not sure myself. We had MX Riley 94 has redeemed Random Fact. So, put you on the spot here, Eliza. What's a random fact you know?
Just any random fact?
Any random fact. There is no prerequisites, nothing. Even if you have to, go Google one right now, because that's usually what I end up doing, because I forget them all the time.
The earliest recorded history of pigeons being domesticated to be used as homing devices was in 3000 BC, and we kept using them until a little after World War II. There's some of them are still in use today, so we domesticated pigeons for 5,000 years before we kicked them out of our house and told them we no longer wanted them, and they were rats, and I think that's kind of messed up of us.
Yeah, I knew that about pigeons. That's a lot of...
I love pigeons.
It's a lot of grass energy.
Yeah, that was a lot of damage. Me and Emily went to a sandcastle exhibit somewhere south of Boston like a few weeks ago. We spent maybe an hour looking at the sandcastles, and then I spent 2 hours with her staring at a park where there were a bunch of pigeons, and I was telling her which ones were feral pigeons and which ones were actual wild pigeons, because that's a thing I know how to do. I really like pigeons. I think they're my favorite animal.
I'll talk about favorite animals, and this will go to my random fact. Goats are one of my favorite animals, up there with otters. Goats' irises are actually square because what they're doing is because they're a prey. So when they lower their head to eat, their eyes stay level, their iris stays level with the ground, so their orientation never changes. So like,
that's crazy.
So like you look down, everything kind of, everything shifts. They look down, everything stays the same because of their square irises.
That's crazy. If you had to choose between your two favorite animals, which one would you like to spend a full... Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, no, you don't have to finish it. I've spent a lot of time with goats. I want to spend time with otters now.
I respect goats so much exclusively because of how much they love salt. And this isn't like a meme about crave that mineral or anything. Like, I used to eat salt straight from the shaker because of how much I liked salt. So goats are like my spirit animal. I think that's why Garganical is one of my favorite Pokemon these days.
He was one of mine to start because he was decent in VGC.
Oh yeah, with like Self-Cure and stuff.
Yeah, I was like, hey, you know what? This guy isn't so bad. I like it.
Oh, here we go. Are we seeing anything here?
Nothing, something. Please. I mean, this match has gone on a little longer than I thought. So
I'll agree, but I think Bolt just has it, right? Because they energy retrieval, 2 grass, mask, and then game. They don't even need to do that. They can just Sawdust here for game.
So looking for again. Oh yeah, my timer. Everything's in new places. It's scaring me.
That's 5. That's 350, right? Yeah. Well, now it's 6.
Bellowing thunder.
That'll be a game for Red Octane already, so
yeah,
lasted longer than I thought.
It just seemed like Anchor and the Dragapult just didn't get going. I just couldn't get what they needed.
Yeah, really rough turn 1, not being able to get that Dragapult out until, I want to say, turn 4. Just fell too far behind too early into the game. Just really unlucky draws from them.
All right, let's see. We do have 2 other people still streaming right now. We can go and see who they're up against and if their games are still going. That's the easiest way to do it. We got Jam and Cash. Oh, they're playing each other.
Ooh.
Let's go jump down there real quick. We'll take Cash's side. We'll see how the game's going. And if it's still going, or we might have to jump Gem. Okay.
You dragged the wrong caster, Doom.
Oh, thank you. Hey, Eliza, I dragged Red Octane instead of you.
I was like sitting there and I was like, oh, I'll just join. Oh, it caps at 3. All right. I
had Red Octane unmuted and said, hey, you grabbed the wrong guy. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, Red Octane. Let me go grab Eliza.
All right, hopefully this stream loads for me soon, but it looks like we just got Charizard Pidgeot against another Dragapult. This Dragapult not running any Charizard, just going straight into that Dusknoir line. So we got Dragapult, Pidgeot, Dusknoir with a 2-1-1 of that Dusknoir line.
Yeah, let's go jump to Jam. Cash is seeming to have any issues. Okay, this time I got it right.
Pulled in the right person. There we go. Looking at everything. So Jam down to 1 prize. What could we see here?
Give me a sec, chat. I'll have you up. Bump. There we go.
Trying to think of all the lines we could see here from Cash that would see them pull off this. They're down to 4 prizes. So what? They can't Dusknoir, they can't Dusclops. So we have 240 on this Charizard. They need to find a way to get 30 onto it and still KO another 2-prizer. I don't think Cash can pull this one off.
No, I think he might be out of luck here.
And we already have this second Charizard set up on the bench. I guess if they go down to 2 prizes, Charizard's only hitting for, what is that, 300? So if they can, Iono, no, because they have Pidgeot anyway. So yeah, I don't.
Does Cash play De-Evolution? I'm assuming not, because I've seen his list before. I don't think he does.
No. Nope.
Sag.
Only tools are Sealstone Board and Defiance Band.
I feel like Dragapult, at least this format, needs to play it.
Yeah. But I'm just a Devo believer. I think every deck should be running Devo. Even the decks that don't do poorly into Evolution deck. Everyone just needs to run 4 of Devos. Including my Lugia list. It's the law.
He's just so short here. And the worst thing is he can't use the Dusclops.
Yeah, because if Jam was at 2 prizes here, you could rare candy into Dusknoir, KO the active, and then boss up a 2-prizer to KO it for game. But that play's just not on that table because of that 1 prize that Jam has instead of 2. Just makes it almost impossible here. And we're not going to see some weird Briar magic since that's not in this format.
Yeah, Sag. I didn't get any Briars for my pre-release. I got one Glass Trumpet and one Area Zero Underground, and that was it. My pulls were bad.
That's such a bummer. My pull, I only ever buy one Elite Trainer box every single format. And aside from the Illustrator Gulpin, which is probably one of the best cards ever printed, I got a Lapras, a Noctowl, a Terapagos, a Grand Tree, an Area Zero, and a Crispin. I don't think I pulled any Briars, which I'm kind of bummed about, but it's like that, you know?
Yeah. I've had pre-releases where I've pulled nothing but gold, and I've had pre-releases where I've done nothing but this, and this is just one of them. It was like I got a build and battle after a pre-release from Paradox Rift, and I pulled the Altar Roaring Moon, the Illustrator Rare one. I was so happy. I was like, yeah. But then like everything else is just like, no.
Yeah, I don't think I've actually played in a pre-release since I want to say like Lost Thunder or something like that. So like 2017, 2018-ish. I don't know. I started working at a card store, and once they were like, yo, you get 15% off all singles because you work here, I was like, man, I'm never going to spend money on anything other than singles for the rest of my life.
Well, that's how I've been going about it. Is like it's just been so much singles. And it's just like if you use code Doom5 at tabletopvillage.com on your single, your stellar crown, whatever, singles, you can save 5%. Actually, I think I'm going to go head there tomorrow, but that's because I got to like waste time.
I would. Oh, wait, hold on. What do we have? We don't have knockout on this just yet. So what are we doing here? Are we just setting up damage on it?
Well, I mean, putting damage on it would be a good deal of pressure.
Yeah. Might have actually put Jam into an awkward position here, but we might just see. Yeah, we're just going to see the retreat and then the swing here. We're not gonna send up the one with damage. Makes sense to be able to dodge any placed damage counters later, but I don't even think it's irrelevant. There's still no way to take 4 prizes this turn for cash.
Yeah, best they can do is 2. They're 30 damage short.
They're just 1 turn late. I don't know if you know that song. It's from the Yu-Gi-Oh movie. It's Seto Kaiba's 1 card short, 1 turn late.
No,
it's a good song.
I've dodged so much stuff of Yu-Gi-Oh for so many years. Okay.
Cash Ionos. We still have Pidgeot on the table. They got to be able to set up another Dragapult, or they could pull the retreat into Radzard while also still finding... No, it has to be Dragapult here. They have to get another Dragapult out. They have to swing into the active, and they gotta hope that Jam doesn't have a way to Gust. I think that's their only plan. And if they don't have the Dragapult, I don't think they have a chance. I think that's right. I think that's their only way out of this. How much is Charizard swinging for? 240 right now? So yeah, no matter what they send up, the second Charizard is going to be able to knock it out. So we go, that's going to be 2 prizes for cash, and then we're just going to see the promote of this Charizard EX with the energy on it, and then just be able to swing. Thorns loses to Pult, right? It kind of depends. Like, Pult relies so much on Pidgeot and Rotom to get going that if Thorns can establish itself early enough and still use its hand disruption, Pult just never gets a chance. Pult is a pretty ability-focused deck until they're set up. So if you're able to disrupt that setup, I think Thorns is actually pretty favored into it. But yeah, there we go. Win for Jam, being able to take down Cash. This Charizard into Dragapult matchup with the it was the 2-1-1 Dusknoir line, pretty standard. 2-2 Pidgeot, 4-1-3 Dragapult. No sign of Charizard, but using that Neo Upper and that Mela to make up for the lack of Charizard. All in all, things looked like they were going. Put my tournament game on stream, redeemed by Pawn Art TCG. Wonder if Polt will play Dusknoir in a few days' time. I think it will. I think most Dusknoir decks are still playing it.
Okay.
Oh, but they have that new ace spec, right? The crystal.
Yeah, they do. For some reason, like, my mic cut out entirely. It was weird.
You're okay. I figured you were doing a judge call, so I was just trying to come up with stuff to say.
Yeah. And I was like sitting here, I'm like yelling at it. I'm like, Eliza, can you hear me? And like my thing was like showing nothing. It was that's why like I was talking about like looking to XLR setup. So Pawn Art, yeah, we'll put your game on next since you're redeemed. Just tell us what table you're at, and we'll go there and we'll get it up. But again, I was bringing up the metagame. Raging Bolt Ogerpon, number 1. Other, number 2. Miraidon is currently 1 in 5. And let's see what other ones we have going. Ancient Box 4-1. Dragapult's a good even split at 2-2. Arceus 1-2.
Conkeldurr is 1-0.
Let's go Conkeldurr.
Aegislash is 1-0. Bayonet Dusknoir is 1-0. What am I looking at?
Scovillain is not 1 because it's Scovillain.
I faced a Scovillain at Indy, and I had to read every single card the guy played because I had never even heard of the card before.
Yeah, that was me this weekend. Honestly, with the pre-release was like every single game. I was like, how does Kofu work? How does this work? What do you mean? Rotom's actually seems kind of good. Grab 3 colorless Pokemon. Shh, I like that. Let's look at that. Currently Charizard Pidgeot 4-0.
Lugia 02. My heart is breaking. Sorry, I'm looking at this Aegislash list, and it's like pseudo-control. It's the Aegislash that can't be damaged by EXs and Vs, so it's basically Mimikyu, but a stage 2 with 150 HP. And then for a metal and a colorless, it does 120 and also prevents effects of attacks.
Yes.
No. Sorry, its damage isn't blocked by effects of attacks, so it's able to hit through other things that would usually be able to wall it. Okay. Runs Serena, runs Pidgeot, runs Cornerstone, runs Mimikyu. So this isn't even like a stall deck, but like it's a stall deck. What is this? What did they face? Raging Bolt? Oh, that's fair. They just set up an Aegislash and then laugh. And if the Aegislash doesn't play Canceling Cologne, yeah, they just set up one Aegislash and laugh at them.
Yeah.
It's a bad choice if you go into a local tournament with Gardevoir. I think as long as you are able to keep pace of play and you're able to take all your turn actions quickly, Gardevoir is a great choice for locals. But if you haven't played it IRL at like a friendly event or like at the table just to get through the motions, I personally wouldn't bring it just because of the amount of time the deck takes per action. If you bring it without in-person practice, you're just going to tie a lot, and that makes it a bad choice. But if you've like gotten the time in on it, then just bring it.
100%. That's coming from a Gardevoir player. I know how to shuffle it. I know how to play it fast. I know what I'm doing, how to set things up. I could get through. Even a regional, I got through multiple 3 games. It's just how it goes.
Oh, that's weird, Cash. We were wondering what was happening because we were trying to watch the stream and it just was stuck infinite loading. Weird.
Used to it shuffling by hand. And like how you set up your discard pile. Like I will go out of my way and make sure all my energy is easy to get to. Like my opponents also like it because then when they come to look to check the discard pile, they get like, oh yeah, it's all right there. But worst case scenario, you feel like you do something wrong or you need to like show something, it kind of makes it harder for the judges to do what they want, but it's just how it is.
Yeah, I really recommend just getting practice with it like physically, like online, because of so much of it is automated. You don't realize how much time those actions take. Just do like maybe 10 minutes worth of test hands. Just like setting up, going through 3 turns, and then do it again. Go through 3 turns, do it again. Go through 3 turns, do it again. Do that like 10, 15 times just to get a feel for how long those actions take and make sure that you're able to handle it.
Yeah, because one of the other things with Guardy, and you can even say this with Lugia, because Eliza's a Lugia player, it's a lot of shuffling.
Oh, really? I feel like Lugia is not. I guess it is. I don't know. I maybe it's just because I'm so used to, like, I've been playing Lugia since like what, November 2012 when it first 2022 when it first released. Like I literally like I pick up my deck, I like look through it once, and then I look through it a second time to grab what I want, and then I'm done. And I just do all my shuffling at once. Like, oh, all 4 primal turbos, also my ultra balls, also my capturing aromas. Oh, here's a nest ball also. Okay, I never need to shuffle my deck until next turn. I do this weird thing. I don't know how everyone else handles this. If I'm shuffling my deck, but the last action I have to take is to just attack, I'll put my deck down, I'll check my hand to make sure there's nothing left, I'll declare my attack, I'll take my prize cards, and then I'll start shuffling. And my opponents don't want to start their turn until I'm done shuffling, but I don't want to stop shuffling until they've done their first deck search, so that way they can just cut at the same time as me. And so sometimes I'll end up shuffling for like 3 or 4 minutes while they're doing their turn, waiting for them to do their first deck search. Just because I need something to do with my hands, and shuffling's the best option, you know? I like shuffling. Doom disappeared again. Does anyone else like shuffling? Anyone? Oh, speaking of shuffling, I have now like 6 different card sleeve brands sending me packs of sleeves for my blind test. And I'm so excited because the Eclipses are here, the Katanas are here, the Dragon Shields are here.
Hey, am I back now?
Yeah, you're back now. I've sleeved just decks of 60 energies and then have just started shuffling those. And let me tell you, brand new Eclipses out of the bag might be the best sleeves on the market. And then Eclipses, after 2 games, might be some of the worst sleeves on the market.
Okay.
I should probably start shuffling those again so they're broken in for the blind test.
Okay, I think I got it fixed again. I actually seriously think it might be the cord.
Hey, it is what it is, you know?
All right, round's done. Parry next round. Get it going. We'll get another game up. What I was going to say was the judge call was we had an opponent, had game, and just kept like passing and not doing anything. And just like took up like an extra 12 minutes of time. And I'm just like, no, that's not cool. So they ended up with a game loss. That's just how it is.
I do Ripple Shuffle as well.
Same. Let's see. We do have Lily up against Red Octane. That's almost a rematch.
Don't we have to find Pawn Art?
Oh yeah, we have to find Pawn Art. Pawn Art is up against Bolt Up. All right, so then we just need to find them in the stuff.
All right.
Let me go
Are
find
they
them.
table one?
Right. And they never said anything. It's weird. So you know what? We just a game loss. All right, cool. He said he's setting up. Bolt Up's also setting up, but I'm not worried about using Bolt Up.
At some point, I gotta get my girl Callie in here.
We've had Kelly on quite a bit, and I will probably put them on at some point too, because they are a very good player.
They're cracked.
I think they've come close like the last 2 weeks on getting not the challenge, the Tournament of Doom. I want to say they're right there.
Unfortunately, my first interaction with Callie wasn't very pleasant because what was it? It was round 8 of NAIC. I lost my win in it on stream, and then I pair round 9 into Iron Thorns. I sit down, and it's Callie, and I'm just like, oh no, I know they're a nice person. I can't tilt in front of them. I have to remain calm as Lugia. And then I won game 1, and then I proceeded to just slowly bleed out. We're cool now, though.
All right, just one
We
moment
bonded
here.
over shuffle.
We'll jump into Bolt Up. Let's see how it's going in order until... Okay, they're just waiting. Let's, I'll tell them to join us on table 2.
I'm table 2. We did know what the other was playing before. I actually didn't know what Callie was playing. I saw the pairings, and then Natalie walked up to me while I was sitting at my table and was like, who are you facing? And I was like, Callie. And it was maybe like a minute before Callie got to the table. And I was like, oh God, I gotta put myself together. I gotta pull it together. I was fully aware that I was gonna lose that round. And I was like, well, I can't leave. It's my winning in.
I wish I got to a winning in. Okay, actually, I've had multiple winning ins, and I've just... Yeah, I've completely botched them. So...
I have lost 7 winning ins for day 2 in a row. I'm crying. But I've learned I'm just the gatekeeper of day 2. My job is explicitly to be the player that's good enough to get right up to day 2, deny it from other people, and give it to the people that deserve it.
Mine was just like... Hey, you're gonna play every version of the worst matchups you could have, and you're just gonna love it. It's like, hey, do you want to play Lost Zone Tina all day? Sure. And it's like, yep, there you go.
Oh, that's... Sorry, Cash in chat just said they've never been to a day 2, and I believe it. I believe Cash has never day 2'd a tournament in their entire lives. 100%. Yeah, playing your worst matchups is just like the biggest rip at our regional. Like, you just lose the matchup lottery. Like, what can you do about it, right?
There we go. Looks like this. We got Pawn Art's side, because since they redeemed, that's why we're having their side of all things. So we'll get the game up, and we got a judge call. Hopefully I don't disappear again.
Oh my, this sure is... Alright, so it looks like we got... Is this Bolt Up's list that I'm looking at right here? This Charizard Pidgeot with Dusknoir deck. Looking like it's up and good to go. And then it looks like Pawn Art is playing Quad Cornerstone with a 3-2 Noivern and no other Pokemon. This is my kind of deck. This is the deck I would play if I was tryharding. I love this. Like, this is absolutely what I'm here for. Let me just make sure these are the deck lists that I'm looking at. Yeah. Sure are.
Yeah, talking about bad matchups. What was it, Vancouver? This year was the one where I played Charizard, and like I hit Tina and I beat it. Then I hit like Maridon playing Luxray, and then I hit like the mirror, and like I hit the wrong time with Devo, and just like every bad thing. I was like, man, come on.
It's really just like that sometimes. I think the greatest matchup roulette I ever had was Knoxville 2023. I was playing Ice Cube Control that can't be damaged by basics, and I paired into 4 Reggies, and I was living on cloud 9. I had never felt better in my life. It felt so good.
Well, it's like when I played Lugia, I started off 3-0. I was like, yeah. Then I hit Gudra, tie. Hit another Gudra, tie. And then it was like, oh great, now I'm at 302. Then I hit it. Then I hit something that I think I hit a Lugia, a mirror, and the guy I took 20 minutes to do his first turn.
Ugh. Why did we watch Parner? Because they redeemed their channel points to make us watch them.
Yes.
And so we are required to watch them. However, I want to see how this deck works. I'm sure it is an auto win, but like at the same time, what is it? There's no same time actually. I don't know how they win this at all. I actually don't think they can. Unless they like Dusknor Donk. Like that's probably their only option. Which is probably why they established Double Dusk Skull. If they can't get another basic down, if they find a way to Dusknor and then Super Rod and then Dusknor, we could see them win? It's a stretch. I think if they ever get a second basic, they just win, though. Yep, there's the second cornerstone. They passed. They didn't bench the second cornerstone. I really think benching the second cornerstone prevents any weird shenanigans.
Check. Okay. Dang it, it is like my insert. Something's going on. So I might have to buy a new mic anyways.
Bummer. Also, I realized after the fact that Double Dusknor doesn't win unless they find their one-up lost vacuum. I'm just sitting here trying to do math. It's not going well. Are these the eclipses? Ugh.
Okay, let's see there. Okay, looks like it's working fine.
Oh, there's the lost vacuum.
There's the vacuum. Goodbye, Hero Cape.
Can they find Double Dusknor? If they find Double Dusknor, it's just game. But there's no way, right? There's no way they have it. They just pass. Oh, come on. Pawnhart just has to bench second cornerstone. There it is. That's Gabe. There's no longer a win condition for Bolt Up.
Yep.
Doom, what's your favorite brand of sleeves?
I'm back on Dragon Shield lately. The dual mats has been it. I was doing katanas, and they are they seem all right.
Oh yeah, huh? They would have had to bump the stadium too. Yep. This is kind of just it then. Yeah, I prefer dual mats. They're definitely my preferred thing. My store, the store that I work for, I shouldn't call it my store. I have zero ownership in this place. But the store that I work for, we have custom sleeves that we send out with every order. Just like if you buy 4 or less cards, we'll throw them in one of our custom sleeves that has like our coupon code and our website and stuff like that. But we recently swapped them to being dual mat. So they're like promotional sleeves. They're not really meant for anything, but I guess my boss wanted them to be dual mats so we could start giving them to players to use at regionals. And that's just really funny to me. I managed to take some home today, and yeah, you know what? This seems like a good time to sleeve them. Let's see how well they shuffle.
All right, here's the instant charge, and not much more there going. With this regular dual shields. Yeah, I use magentas myself.
I mean, what are we gonna see if I guess Charmander with Defiant Band now is hitting for what is that, 60? Oh, hi Cloud. Do you want to be in my lap, baby boy? I'm sorry.
My poor dog Zeus over there, he came up earlier when I started talking. He was like, yeah, he just came up and like head right there. So
Yeah. Cloudy. Be in my lap, fast. Up you go. Ugh. Double sleeve deck is bigger than the world's double box. My quick tip for that, because I play a double sleeve deck in a double deck box from Pokemon, you pull out the little box that like makes it a double deck box, and then it fits. So you have one box in to like keep everything in place, and then the second box you just take out so that way you can put the thing in the slot. You'll occasionally run into an issue where like one of the cards slips behind it, behind the other box, but like it is what it is. Though I guess I didn't get this world's double deck box, so it might be different. Who knows? Not me. I don't know nothing.
oh, right. Okay, good. Still working. I'm also looking at mics now. I'm like, yeah, I've got this mic. I've been thinking I had to get it here by Friday now. It seemed like Mrs. Doom was all for it. And I'm like, oh my god, if this is just like having issues.
Non-stop.
Yeah, like if I don't talk, all of a sudden it just like dies.
So I get, sorry, I'm like trying to figure out how Bolt Up wins this matchup, and I know that they don't. I know we all agree that they don't.
Deck outs.
That's like the only thing I can think of. Like the Dusknoir play literally can't work because the double Dusknoir play never would have worked because Lost City is in play. They would have had to bump the stadium, and their only way to bump the stadium is Lost Vacuum, and they used Lost Vacuum to get rid of the Hero's Cape. So the double Dusknoir play was never even on the table to begin with, which means that if they even want to use Dusknoir to put damage on this Ogre Pawn, like it's going to do 13 and then knock itself out and then go to the Lost Zone forever, which leaves them with Dusclops, and I don't know if Dusclops' 5 damage is even worth it. Like, deck out seems like it's going to be the only option, but I don't think they can survive long enough for deck out to be an option unless they like... I think they already used their Turos, or they discarded it at some point. I forget. I thought I saw it on screen at some point, but
I have to bring this up. We had a slow play last time, where we got a screenshot. The opponent had a 12-minute difference between the other playing Charizard, right? That
okay.
Charizard does not take that long to play. A 12-minute difference. Unless you're like Pidgeot slow, you can do so many things. The player who got called slow play on all of a sudden showed up and tried to claim their opponent was slow playing.
How is your opponent slow playing you if you're the one that's out of time?
Right.
Like that. Make it make sense, Chief.
Yeah, I'm just like, well, we're just gonna move on from that.
All right, this Ogre Pawn is at 190, but the Dusknoir is now in the Lost Zone. How can they deal 20 damage? What could they possibly swing with? It's just Charmander. Oh, a 1 energy Pidgey could get the knockout.
Which would be hilarious.
They just need 1 energy, and they can gust for the knockout.
Looks like they're able to get the energy. This is one of the things where everyone should be playing Canceling Cologne.
I agree. Whether it's to get around, stall, or even if it's to like, I don't know what else it would do, honestly. But I think everyone should be running Canceling Cologne at this point. Like, there's just no reason not to. Not to? Zatu? Dragapult. Don't emote.
Emoting's not cool. Come on.
Oh no, they're emoting because it's a cool Pidgey Never mind. It's acceptable.
Okay.
They're not doing it to BM. They're doing it because there's a Pidgey knockout coming. I assumed the worst. That's on me. It's Twitter brain rot. My bad, guys.
Well, I mean, 90% of the time you see people do that. I mean, that's what happens. Like, I make it like policy. As soon as I get hit by one emote, and as soon as I'm winning, it's thumbs up until the cows come home, essentially.
Can't believe Pidgey got a knockout. That's it, right? Like, Bolt doesn't have anything else now. Like, just take this knockout and then they kick back. Because I'm gonna double check, but I don't see a Canceling Clone.
Do the Ian Rob. Oh.
God, what was it? Where was I? I'm trying to remember where I was when it happened. I was judging a cup, and we had Worlds on in the background, and we were watching it live, and I saw Ian do the thing, and I was just like, he's gonna get a bounty for that. And so I made a gif of it, and then not even what was it? It was like the end of the next game. They were like, Ian Robb got a penalty, and I was like, yep. There we go. And everyone in my store was like, there's no way. Come on. We know Ian. Because Ian lives in Rhode Island too. So like he like comes to our stores and stuff like that for like cups and challenges. And I was like, come on, guys.
You knew it.
We all saw what happened here. Let's not try and deny it. Like, it'll look worse. Come on.
Tito72595, thank you for the follow.
Am I following? I am.
Yeah, I think you followed during the regional. I always feel bad because there's people who I watch and I entirely forget about like following them. Like, Sonny, if you're still here, I don't think I've ever followed you, but I watch you every time you're on. Again, I've always made it a policy, even if I'm not going to interact in chat, I'm a major lurker, that at least I'm there.
I gotta respect Pawn Art for not checking off any of these tutorial boxes and just letting them pop up every single time.
I forget.
Wait, why did they do that? Isn't Pheasantipity weak to fighting? Couldn't they have just bossed for game there?
Yeah.
You know what? They're in a winning position. It really doesn't matter. I don't know. I would have bossed. I would have gone for it.
He's flexing. That's what he's doing.
He even could have bossed Rotom. Like, there was no reason to not boss there. The attack ignores weakness? I don't read cards.
Yeah, who's got time to do that?
All right, I get it. It doesn't hit for weakness. Stop.
Chat's coming after you.
I get it. I learned. I play Cornerstone in like half my decks. I don't know why I don't know this. It's because I don't play Fighting Energy.
Okay. Have you ever seen the Don Hertzfeldt short Rejected?
I've never seen anything in my life.
Never? Oh, wow.
Never. I don't even know what I'm looking at right now.
Damn, that's good.
No, I've never seen this short. What are you talking about?
Hey, there's a scene where it's just this. They're like, it's like Funny Hat Club, and this guy walks up with a regular hat, and all of them just stare him down. Then it cuts to the Learning Channel. Hey, get your education on. And then it cuts back, and all the people with silly hats on are beating the person without one to death with baseball bats. That's what I see, like what chat was doing there. Did you not read the card? Thunk, 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 thunk.
I never read any of the cards. I feel like every time I cast any of your things, everyone's just like, Elizabeth, please read the card. And I'm just like, no, I don't want to. I want to think the funny play is real. Go away.
I let chat do all my fact checking for me. They're like my little moderators.
Exactly.
Except I do actually have moderators in chat though too.
I'm here to talk a lot, keep the people engaged, and you know what? Sometimes making a mistake keeps the engagement up, you know?
Yeah.
Like, there's no better way to get answers for things or responses to things than to just say something wrong. Hi, Tito. My name's Elizabeth. I'm Eliza Sheep Posts over on Twitter. You can find me. I'm just going to drop a 0 in chat. Bonk. My Twitter handle is exactly that. I'm decent at the game, and I know how to talk a lot, and so I'm invited to be the guest caster today.
And I'm Senior Doom. I'm a professional illustrator and tournament organizer. I'm trying to get hired by TPCI in some format, so that's why I run these tournaments. Please hire me. No.
Yeah, sorry about that one, Bolt Up. That was just rough. Like,
yeah. Also, Eliza, I give you VIP, so you can always actually post links now. Because I try to give all my casters VIP so they can do stuff like that. Because self-promotion is important.
I appreciate it, and someday I'll use it. Unfortunately, right now, my keyboard isn't on my desk because I move it out of the way when I'm, like, shuffling.
I do that too, and then sometimes I've got different things I have to move around. I also have a nice little macro keyboard here that does a lot of the nice little stuff for the stream. And as soon as I get that, then my microphone's like, yeah, I'm gonna continue to give you a reason to go buy that XLR mic setup.
Wait, that's how Bolt Up could have won. That's how Bolt Up could have won. Rare Candy into Dusknor to be able to put, 13 on the Cornerstone. You accept that that's gone. You evolve the other one into Dusknor. Then you put 5 on it. Now it's at 180. And then you give your Defiance Band to your Pidgey. And now it can KO the Cornerstone. There we go. I got there. Turn 1, you just had to pull off this crazy play with several evolutions and finding Defiance Belt and Lost Vacuum, and you would have been fine.
Win's a win.
That was your game plan? Literally saw it.
There's my social, at least most of them. No. There's no. Why? I want to call it an umlaut, but it's not.
Enye?
Yeah, there's nothing over the N for me. There was a time, but I started like getting tired of trying to type it in, so now you just pronounce it like senior, but it's like misspelled senior.
Ew, I hate that it autocorrected to X.
Ew.
Had to not nest to make it interesting. That's fair. It definitely made it interesting. All of us were sitting here like, why did you do that? You could lose the game. What are you doing?
How is this happening? Well, thank you for the follow, Tito. All right, we're waiting on one game. Let's find out what that one game is. I'm gonna look it up, and we'll update the standings. Oh, it's the one with the time extension too. Time extensions are so dumb. Oh wait, no, they just finished. Never mind. Time extensions are cool.
I'm gonna complain about my store sleeves because I just sleeve them and I'm shuffling. You know how dual mask kind of, they have like that like leathery feel when you mass shuffle, like they kind of like glide down each other, but like there's like a textured glide down on them. These are just that, but worse.
Wow. Let's go ahead. Let's see. We got Jam streaming. We got Lily. We got Savid. Savid's always a good one.
Where's Lily? Where's Savid?
Savid is playing Dragapult Zatu with Tatsuguri and Klefki against Lost Zone Box, who's being played by Lee. I don't ever say his last name right.
Leroy Jenkins.
Let's go check it out. Lee's a local anyways, so we'll give him a watch. I want to see if Savi can take him down.
They're not in game.
Not yet.
Oh, this is round 3. My bad.
Yeah. We're in round 3. They're all done. Unless you're talking about a different slow player, the one that was complaining. That guy I just said rulings happened. That's what it is.
Master Lee Boo.
Uh-oh. Did we end up with an issue? Oh, they're having it. The person that had the extension was like, all of a sudden, pinged. I'm like, oh no, did they like misreport or something? No, it was fine. It was fine.
All right, let's see. This is similar to Seven Deadly Sins Lost Box. They got the Roaring Moon, the Raikou, the Blood Moon, Canceling Cologne, Devo. What's in the Dragapult list? Like you said, it's just not too Dragapult with Klefki, Tatsugiri. If you replace the Tatsugiri with a Shuckle from Obsidian Flames number 5, the deck goes up in stocks. Notably, Pokemon League Headquarters is in this Dragapult list, which will actually pose a problem for the Lost Box. That's the word. The Lost Box player. If they can get it out later and the opponent, well, I guess it's open deckless, so it doesn't really matter. It does make their energy costs a little weird, and Lost Box players are a little off. Can I get a Sparks Notes version on how the Doom tourneys came to life?
Okay, here it comes. I'll tell it like it's like a tall tale, a fable.
I've never heard this.
Well, Doom tourneys came about because one day I was sitting there, I said I should run a tourney while I was reading the newspaper.
While Doom realizes that their microphone is cutting in and out, I'll tell the story of how the Doom tourneys came about, even though I have no idea how the story goes.
Okay, I'm back now.
So once upon a time, somewhere...
Okay, when a mommy tournament and a daddy tournament love each other very much, they kiss and it sends a signal to the stork. And the stork brings them a baby tournament. Really what happened was I was just in there. I was like, I want to watch competitive Pokemon. And the only time I could do that streaming wise is on, well, Friday nights and the occasional Tuesday, which the game's going. We'll get you guys over there and make sure that's correct. Okay. We do that, and then it's like, cool, great. And it just kept growing, and people like Azul started playing, and LDF has played, and other people. And it's just been a constant thing. Every Friday, 7:35 p.m. Pacific time. Every other Tuesday, 8:35 Pacific time. I just run it. It's consistent, and we just keep going.
You're in Sweden about to go birding at a free birding club event you found online. What are the odds none of them speak English and it's super awkward? Pretty low, honestly. Actually, I guess it depends how rural in Sweden it is. If it's near the major cities, the chances of none of them speaking English are like literally like zero. Like someone there is going to be speaking English. But if you're in like the rural areas or like the like the northeast sections and stuff like that, the northeastern coastline and stuff like that, or am I thinking of the wrong one? I might be thinking of the wrong one. Give me a second. I have to remember where Sweden is on the map. Finland's the one that borders Russia, right? Yeah. If you're in like the northeast section of Sweden that borders Norway, like along those mountain ranges and stuff like that, you're gonna have a tough time finding English speakers at that event. Along the like Gulf and stuff like that, it's a lot better, and obviously like near major cities it's a lot better, but like the further north and the further east you get, it gets a little bit harder and harder. But the southern quarter of the peninsula, you'll like pretty much always find an English speaker wherever you go.
So they're asking, is there pricing? Yes, there is. It's a 50 code prize pool. It's not the most latest set, because what I've found and others have found is if you just have the random codes like these and other things, you end up getting more dust to craft with. So you don't end up with a whole bunch of stuff where it's like, oh hey, cool, I've pulled the same cards and I got like nothing. Like you get more that way. So that's why we go with that amount. And also for the larger tournaments, like what we call quotation marks regional tournaments or the once a year Worlds tournament, we have larger prize pools, including playmats, sleeves, and cards. Which actually, Eliza, how do you're getting companies are sending you cards, or are you getting vendors not cards, sleeves?
Sleeves, not cards.
Yeah, let's say sleeves, not cards.
Dual spec, FCBC armor, Immaculate Gaming. There's another store sending me. I don't know. There's just a lot of people sending me sleeves apparently.
If you can get them in contact with me, if they want to get sponsored the regional and get their sleeves out there, like a good thing of it, hit me up, because like I did Ultimate Guard last time, and like the pricing was all right. Was pretty good. I won't lie there, but I want to I don't always want to go back to the same source.
Yeah. Dual Spec's on the up and up right now. I know they just started their ambassador program and announced a bunch of ambassadors, so they're probably going to lock down on that and not really look for any partnerships for at least a short while. But FCBC, to my knowledge, literally only sponsors Jesse Parker and doesn't sponsor anybody else. So they're probably looking for partnerships somewhere. I'll once they send me their sleeves, if they're good, I'll like push them your way.
Okay. Because like I do got to get some cards. Actually, that's one of the things I'm probably going to do at Tabletop Village tomorrow is start finding cards I want to do for the pricing for the next one. I'm thinking it might be more of a set of like, oh, here's Area Zero Underdepths, here's Glass Trumpet, and here's something else. Because I don't want to keep cutting into my personal collection, because I'm starting to run low on some of those that are actually worth a damn, or I'm cutting into my own decks. And you know, I still play IRL. I'm not playing, so.
All right, I don't mean to change the topic, but I gotta talk about how good that Iono was just now. They Iono themselves. They only had not too Dreepy. They got a Dreepy. They got a Buddy. They got Manaphy. Like that literally got them everything they wanted. Question: a Rotom that retreated from active against the main. Oh, butter. Bummer. Not butter.
It's a sucky bug, but it's a bug.
I don't know why I keep dealing hands from this deck as if it's not 60 energy.
That's actually okay. That's actually a good way to practice your shuffling. 60 energy.
So like, I don't need to practice my shuffling anymore. My hands are so tiny and I can shuffle triple sleeved commander decks at this point. Like, I'm pretty tapped out on shuffling. Like, I guess I don't know how to bridge yet.
I'm not good at bridging either.
Agreed.
What's up, everyone coming in from Sneaky Old Crab Stream? I'm Senior Doom, professional illustrator, tournament organizer, and very large and tall man. So tall that the trees bow down to me. Okay, not that tall, but I am a tall person, and actually Eliza can attest to that. Eliza is my co-caster tonight. Eliza, want to introduce yourself to the Sneaky Old Crab people?
Hi there, I'm Eliza. I'm an average-sized person, I think. I don't know the average height anymore for people. I'm like 5'4", though. Here's my Twitter. It's the same as my Twitch. I post a lot about the Pokemon TCG, and then how much I love my wife, who is not happy right now because I'm casting this instead of snuggling up to her. But you know, I got my priorities, and it's hanging out with Doom today. How you doing, Doom?
I'm doing fine. I have a mic that's being a little bit tricky here, and every time I start looking at new ones, it seems to work better. So I'm hoping that's it. Maybe I'll look at.
Jealous.
We're gonna see the clone.
There it is. Where's the gate? Where's the gate?
Where's the gate? Don't you lie to us.
This is where they find out they don't have the gate or they don't have enough in the Lost Zone.
Got one step too far? Yeah.
Oh, there we go. They figured it out.
Trying to decide what to Lost Zone.
Will they get rid of Force Seal? Yeah, now they're at 7. Now they can Mirage Gate. Gotta make sure they have the energy in deck first. Oh, they had 2 in the discard pile. Yeah, that would have been a problem since they only play 3. And 1's on the field. But yeah, here we go. What are you expecting here? I'm expecting double Dreepy KO, right?
100%. There's nothing else you want to go after.
I mean, you could go after double Natu, just to like ruin like nothing else. They don't have a way of accelerating extra energy, right?
Right.
I mean, the Dreepies are correct. I'm just giving a suboptimal alternative play because that's how my brain works.
Well, the suboptimal plays is where it's at.
Yeah, like they could have gone after Tatsugiri Manaphy there. Because after all, if you go after the Manaphy, you don't have to worry about it ever again, right?
Right.
And they only play one canceling clone. For the rest of this game, this Manaphy is online. Until it gets pinged by Sableye. Oh, there we go. And we got the Buddy Buddy. Show me a Dreepy. There we go.
More Dreepies. All right.
And this is what I'm saying. Now these are going to evolve into Draw Cloaks, and now that the Manaphy's online, you're not going to be able to Moonlight Shuriken. See, this is why going after the Nantus. This is why going after Manaphy Tatsugiri was the right play.
What's up, Stellar Wish? All right. Checking a few things.
You know what I'm checking? I'm checking out these deals at Tabletop Village with my 5% discount code. What's the discount code?
Doom 5. DOOM 5. Numerical 5. I think I'm gonna stop by there tomorrow and see if I can pick up my pre-orders, because I've got to ride the bus in to work because my kids are in school, so that means I don't get to drive the car to work anymore.
Am I allowed to plug my store?
Yeah, go for it.
Or is that against Tabletop Village?
I don't know. It's my stream. Unless Tabletop Village is in stream right now, they can scream and say no.
All right, I'll give it like 10 minutes. If we don't hear from them in 10 minutes, the next time you bring them up, I'll bring up mine.
Oh yeah, you can also check out doom-gaming.com for some of the best artists and playmats you'll ever find. And also, I'm working on a new token series. Like, there's a new Lugia in there. I just sent that off production today. I was looking at the Game Boy itself. I'm like, the Game Boy cartridge itself. I'm like, these would just be cool as smaller ability used tokens. Let me say ability used on them. They could, but I use like Goldango coins as just ability used. Just bink, 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 throw those on. It'd be cool to throw little red and blue Game Boy cartridges or silver and gold. And if I can even do silver, gold, and crystal with like holographic patterns on it, so they get that classic glittery pattern to it.
What is it? 6 rounds? Is the top 8 cut or top 4?
Top 8 gets prizes.
4 and 2.
Other than practice, I don't know. Or Doom points. There is the Doom Championship series.
Well, if there's 64 players and there's a 0% tie rate, and we're allowing IDing, everyone at 5-0 is going to ID, which will lead to 2 players having 16. Then there are going to be 5 players that go 5-1, and so 1 player at 4-2 can bubble in, assuming there's 0 ties. I don't know if there's ties. I haven't been paying attention to that.
We shouldn't have ties, considering that it's just the six rounds.
Okay.
So if they tie, which they can, there's just no reason to.
Yeah. Except for IDing.
Yeah, which I'm going. I just updated the champions board right now, and our number 1 player for the Doom Champions Series currently is Cash, but Callie Moore is 4 points behind them.
Ooh.
But mind you, top 16 get day 2 invites into the Doom Worlds. Who's casting with Doom?
Guess.
Yeah, guess. They've been on before.
Guess how old I am. It's Eliza. It's always Eliza. That's not true. It hasn't been Eliza since Worlds, but
You could.
I don't want to practice. I know this version. Then just drop. If you
Yeah.
already got your info and you can't get any more points, just I don't know. If you don't want the practice, just bail.
Yeah.
Take a nap. You deserve it, honestly.
Let's see how many people have points right now. 100 and it says there's spots down to 147.
Oof. Oh, they finally KO'd the Manaphy.
Goodbye, Manaphy.
All right, let's see if we can actually get anything online here for Savid. You see the counter catcher, so we're going to see the knockout onto the Raikou. We're going to be placing 6 damage counters. Where do you think the 6 are going?
Probably on a single comfy. You don't want to spread it because then if you know they play switch cards, which would be an open deck list, you should know. They will just heal it all. There's a possibility they heal it all off. It's harder to heal it all off of 1 versus going against 2. That would be my play. So
I feel like you can go 20-20-20, right? So that way you have 3 that are in range. That way they need. I don't know. Never mind. Your math still works though.
It depends on knowing how much they've used. Okay, so they've used 2 switch cards.
So they only have 2 left.
That was only what we saw in the Lost Zone.
Oh, Jam just said they'd go 2-2-2. And Jam's a good player. I'm right. I'm goated. No. Now.
What
does that do? That puts it at 80?
Yeah, that puts it at 80. So, like, you can... But, yeah.
Cash said it, too. Cash is a good player, too. There we go. I'm so good at Pokemon. I flip coins.
I wish I was good at Pokemons. I'm just good at running the tournaments and drawing
So what
the
you
arts.
do, yeah, is you build a deck called Lugia and you flip coins. And if you win your games, you get to brag about how good you are at Pokemon. And then if you lose games, you blame the coins. See? Always good.
See, that's my brother's point of view. He's all about the coin flips. He's been trying to get the Goldango to work, and the Goldango's just not working.
I gave up on Goldango. There's no coin flips in it.
No, baby Goldango.
Oh, the one. Wait. Hold on. Which one is it?
It's the one where you like coin flip for every energy attached. But the problem is there's like no easy way to do it.
I think, what is it? There's a Pheasantipity that I like a lot right now. That if you put it in Gardevoir with Monkey Dory, it's really funny because anytime it would take damage, you flip a coin, and if it's heads, you ignore the damage. So you can make it so that they're just constantly trying to hit you.
Yeah.
And if they flip tails, they just get big sad. And I love it so much. One of my locals rolled up with it, and I lost to them, and I got really tilted.
Hey, being tilt is fine.
As long as I can internalize it.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the game. We see this Kramer right now that's in the active that has 30 damage. Whose turn is it? It's still...
It's Lee's turn.
Okay. Looking at everything.
But
He just
instantly...
hits for the 110, so we're definitely taking 2 prizes this turn. There's no way around that.
I would even say the Iono here would be the right move.
I didn't see Lee's last turn much because you and I were yapping. But based on their giant hand and how the only thing they were able to pull off was the Cramorant attack, I actually don't think I would Iono them because it seems like they're missing pieces to be able to set up another attacker. Plus with what is it? Headquarters in play?
They also don't have a way of easily taking 3 prizes this next turn.
Yeah.
They can take 2. Multiple ways to take 2. I don't think there's a 3. And also, if you did Iono, you do lose that boss's orders you're sitting on. And that boss's orders can be game if they did get something up there big enough to survive a hit. Like the bear.
What can we do to get around the bear? What does
The boss's orders. That's what you're looking for. Unless they've got a switch card here.
Unless they have double switch card here. That's the only answer.
Which even then, you still have another Dragapult ready to go.
Yeah. Is it just a wash then?
Yeah, it feels a little bit like a wash, or hoping that they don't have it. Like a Roxanne from a Lee here would probably go far.
Yeah. I have a question. Have you ever made a good deck with Tyranitar?
If you call Iron Thorns Tyranitar, yes.
I tried to make Shockwave tokens work back in Generation 3.
I remember those.
Was it Shock and Wave tokens? No, it was Shockwave tokens and Imprison tokens. That's what it was. Tried to make Shockwave tokens work. Oh god, there definitely was a Tyranitar that I tried to make work, but it was never good. I think it was the GX. That doesn't sound right. No, it totally was the GX. Because he had the stupid attack that did like the deck, right?
Right. Oh yeah, Tyranitar V was a pretty good attacker in the single strike deck.
Lugia. Yeah. Anytime someone is like, man, Lugia is too overpowered. I think about the time that single strike Lugia was the optimal way to play Lugia. And that was the worst. That was the worst time for me to play the TCG. I hated single strike Lugia with a passion. Have I complained to you about EUIC 2023?
Probably at some point. I think everyone who's come on at some point has complained about something that's happened in a regional or some tournaments. I mean, it's just what it is.
It'd be like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell it to everybody in chat that doesn't know yet. I played EUIC 2023. I played 21 total games of the Pokemon TCG. In 16 of those, I was on Single Strike Lugia. I either started Pumpkaboo, Radiant Serena, or Stone Yor, which is like some of the worst starters you could have. And in the remaining 5 games, in 2 of them, I prized 3 or more Archeops, and in 1 of them, I prized 5 special energy, and it was 2 single strike energy and 3 double turbo energy. So I got to play 2 real games of Pokemon, and I think I went 4-4-1, and I'm still mad about it. That's game.
Yeah, Arvin for Countercatcher did the same thing, but they had a million ways to win that.
Yeah. But if they didn't hit that Arvin and they didn't find a way to get into the Arvin, their opponent was just at 2 prizes, so we could have seen some kind of comeback. I don't think we would have, but we could have.
Could have. So I'm going to update the standings. We're waiting on 5 matches, which the beauty of this being so much smaller is like we just move. It moves on so fast. Which there's an ad break coming on in 3 minutes. You know what? Actually, I'm going to hit it now so everyone doesn't get it. It's not allowing me to run it. It says it's already in progress. Oh, never mind. I'm trying to make sure they don't get hit during games. It's so much easier to do it before.
Well, there's a 3-minute ad break on my stream right now, so.
Okay, so it's going.
Yeah.
Here we go. Look at the top.
You currently got an ad for NBA 2K25. Anyway, sorry.
I've got it set to the optimal amount of way to run for ads, which is you have to go you go about 3 minutes of ads every 30 minutes, and that gets you the most amount of money with the least amount of disruption. And that's also just tested with advertisements that people will take 3 minutes of ads every 30 minutes, more so than like 1 minute of ads every 10. I wish I could do just like have you come in, watch. I hate pre-roll ads though, but if you could just watch one set of pre-roll ads and then you didn't have ads for the rest of the stream, and I could guarantee that's what I would prefer. But
I'll be real. If I'm not subbed to a channel and I click on their stream and it starts playing 3 minutes of ads, I close the stream.
100%. That's why
I need to tune in and know that you're worth watching the ads before you show me the ads. Like,
Yeah, it has a thing saying, do you want to disable pre-roll ads? I always have that on. I do not like pre-roll ads.
I should get back into streaming. I miss streaming.
Sometimes I wish I streamed more, but that's
I don't know.
Like it says, like next ad starts in 57 minutes.
That's pretty good.
So
I don't know. There was 3 months I was unemployed. I got let go from a job, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just do my own thing for a few months while I like figure it out. And so I just streamed for 3 months, and like it was a blast. But man, I need to get outside of the house. I can't just stay in and game all day. I lose my mind. Like I need like in-person interactions with people.
So this is the reason why I started streaming. Like they asked earlier about why the Tournament of Doom started. It really was, I just wanted to run a tournament. I thought it was better like promotion as it is. I started streaming because Mellow Magikarp started streaming. And we're locals and we're kind of friends. And I was like, I mean, we're friends. We are friends and stuff. And I was like, you know, if he can do it, I can do it. So I started doing it. And so like, oh, cool. And then we just kept streaming. And then I got not laid off. It was an amicable separation with Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
No, by the end of our relationship, Amazon and I were not at very, very good speaking terms. So it was a very messy divorce.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, I got more time, and we just had to keep doing it and keep going. And I just kept streaming and making stuff until I started working at T-Mobile. If Mello jumped off a bridge, would you? No, because I'm not that dumb. It was a time was like streaming just seemed like something to do. I mean, a lot of people streamed at the beginning of the pandemic.
Yeah, I think I had such a weird start to streaming because I was in the Pokemon TCG community, but I wasn't like a part of it. Like I intentionally kept my distance from it. I didn't really care to like know people or make friends in it. It was just my locals, and those are the people I was in touch with. But through college and just through like meeting people and working conventions and stuff like that, I had like a bunch of Facebook friends that weren't from the Pokemon TCG. And so when I started streaming, I was a variety streamer, and I got up to like, it wasn't a whole lot of followers. It was enough to hit affiliate. And so I was doing that for a while. And then once I swapped over to the actual TCG, I stopped posting on Facebook as much, and I stopped streaming variety stuff as much because that just wasn't what I was doing anymore. And like my views tanked, my follows tanked, my subscribers tanked, and it was like, all right, I got to build a new brand for myself in the TCG if this is what I want to do. And I looked around and I saw the TCG streamers, and I was like, yeah, I just don't want to do this. Like, there's so much that goes into like, aside from like hosting tournaments, that's such a good niche. Like, that's such a good like thing to get into. Like, props to you for getting into that.
Well, one of the biggest things I noticed was like we had all these tournaments and nobody ran streams, or if they did, they maybe ran top 8 inconsistently. I was like, man, we have all this unused competitive content out there. Like, everybody wants to watch competitive stuff. All right, round's done. Let's keep it moving.
And they want to see some knuckleheads cast it.
Right. Well, it's so late at night anyways. People are just like, they're like, let's chill out. Let's watch it. It's cool. It's good. All right, round 4 is up. Let us see who... We got a couple people. Let's see who Lily's up against. It is Charizard Pidgeot versus Approved Society. Approved Society is playing Roaring Moon Pecharunt. It's all...
Interesting.
That's one. We do have Callie. Callie is up against...
Yo, get me in with Callie.
Against Roaring Moon. It'll be a lot of Moon, but we'll do that. It'll be all Moons.
We got Moon versus Moon.
Oops, all moons. I'll go make sure they know they're on stream.
In fairness, it's Ancient Box versus Moon with Petra Run. So like,
there you go. And
So
then
I get-
no, it's yep. Okay.
yeah, this is Moon, and then this is Ancient Box. Okay. Distinct.
It
Can't help but notice Callie's not playing Shuckle. Immediately, friendship over.
that's all it takes. That's like I look at all my friends. I go, "Where's Fuecoco?" And they're like, "It's not there." I'm like, "Where's Fuecoco?"
All I'm saying is that you can absolutely put one useless card into any deck and do well. Shuckle OBF5 is at 68 championship points, about $80 in cash winnings, and 17 prize packs. Just put it in a deck. Just put something in a deck. Just look at your deck and be like, this is the one card that I'm like swapping around for different tech. Just throw the tech out the window. You're going to make the wrong choice anyway, and just put in your favorite Pokemon.
Hopefully they show up. None of the players checked in yet. No, they'll check in time.
They gotta check in.
Everybody checks in. I mean, the round just literally started. And
Emmy's won.
Yeah, Emmy's on as well. If Emmy wins, we should go in. I'm like, get in there, Emmy. Oh, Lee dropped. Red Octane dropped. A couple people dropping. 2 1s. 1 drop, 1-2 drops. I mean, it's a challenge. I mean, look at the lower levels. They all just like, okay, nothing there. Yeah, Hexter was like the only one for the longest time.
No, you don't include the basic, because if your favorite Pokemon is an evolution, that's even better because you can never start it.
Right.
Nothing feels worse than flipping over my Shuckle as my starting active Pokemon, knowing that this 80 HP Pokemon is just stuck on my field for the rest of the game.
Like that. Like I love Fuecoco, right? But you look at Fuecoco's cards. Like every one of them has like 2 or 3 retreat.
And you know what? You just gotta roll with it.
Right? So like I love to play the Illustrator rare. That's a
Stop, that was so funny. They have so many friends on their friends list that they didn't know they were already friends with this person.
It happens. It's the best. Like, friends list, because I had so many notable players. Like I had I played Chip and a whole bunch of Hexters actually. Zool, LD. Like why?
Homie, you're cutting in and out. And while Doom fixes that, I'm looking at Arcanines that are in standard right now. I know you wanted Blaine's Arcanine, but this is a 151 Arcanine. Honestly, pretty cool.
Oh,
and then the one from Silver Tempest, also pretty cool. You could put either of those into your deck and you'll never have to start it. How many rounds is it? It's 6 and then it's top 8.
There we go. Now I'm back. Well, there's no top 8. It's just 6.
Oh, it's just top 8 for prizing. My bad.
Yeah. There's no top 8. This is a challenge. This is just like a challenge would be. The prize, the point, the points given's like a challenge, and that's it. We could run a top 8 someday, maybe, but it's a Tuesday night. Friday nights for fighting. Tuesday nights for practice. But yeah, I guess when I start cutting out, then I know something's going on, and like, I don't know if it's the connection or what, but like I said, I'm looking at other mics. I'm like, you're gonna go away. We're gonna go with that XLR. I think Mrs. Doom said it was okay, and if she didn't, well, it is now.
That was my favorite, going to Micro Center with Emily and being like, hey babe, look, I need a new webcam because my webcam is broke, and it's just that the stand for it is broken, but like the stand is built into it, so I want to replace it. And then my keyboard is shot, so I need to get a new keyboard. So it's keyboard is a definite, webcam's a maybe, and that'll be it. And then she was like, all right, yeah, that's what you can spend your money on. And so We get to Micro Center, find a keyboard, I find a really nice webcam, and we're leaving. And we happen to be walking down the mic aisle, and I'm like, babe, I need a new mic. And she's like, why? And I'm like, I need a new mic. And she's like, why? And I'm like, because I'm casting stuff and I need it.
Yeah,
and they were like, okay.
We know stream is paused. I think they're talking to the other person.
Yeah, they're just all tabbed right now, I'm pretty sure.
But I was looking at the road okay.
Yeah, duct tape would have fixed my old webcam.
Is it my stream that's paused?
No, it's Callie's.
It's Callie.
Callie has Discord minimized right now.
Let me go see what's going on. They might be having issues.
All right, chat. What's your favorite number and favorite color?
All right. While we wait for them to come back, we'll pop up over here. Okay.
Say pop up over here. Where am I going?
I just went in there to make sure everything was fine. Seven in pink. Ooh, 16 in green. I'm 16 in purple. That's my favorite number.
I can get behind 7 in pink. I can absolutely get behind 7 in pink. I'm liking all the purples I'm seeing. Big fan of purple. Me and Emily have this argument all the time because she thinks my favorite color is purple, but my favorite color is actually a very specific shade of brick red. It's like a dusty brownish brick red. And if I were to put them into a tier list, this dusty shade of brick red is like in triple S tier. And then every single shade of purple is an S tier. And then every other shade of red is an A tier. And I think that means...
We're going to jump to the jams game real quick.
All right.
There we go. I don't know what happened. They might be playing and not realize it. So we'll go to jam. Get that game going. There we go.
Here we go. Live with the game.
And I'll update all the names and all that now because it's not correct anymore.
Pokemon versus Dragapult. Is it on the stream?
Yeah, it should be on stream. I just gotta update the names.
I do like a deep plumish purple. That's fair. Something wrong with your stream? Yeah, it was stream paused. It wasn't letting us in.
Yeah, it just kept saying it was paused.
Had Discord. I think you had Discord minimized.
If anything, we'll get you on next round then, or just no worries. It happens.
Bestie, you're okay. We'll get you next time.
It's just the players in here were going to kill us. No.
Anyway, this Bolt player is like set up.
Yeah. And they got rid of the Pidgeot. And they top decked the Arvin.
But what do they go for here? And they got the rare candy. No. They had it the whole time.
Do you go aggressive here and try to take the KO? Which you can, but then they do have the Ogrepons like on the bench ready to go.
Yeah, I don't think you go aggressive here with Zard and try to take the KO. I personally wouldn't, because you're just immediately going to give 2 prizes over to your opponent, and then they're on a 2-prize setup. But they're already on 5 prizes, so you can actually mess up their prize trade a lot by going aggressive here. So maybe you do. Because then you respond with Dragapult, you put, obviously, the 20 onto the Ogerpon. Yeah, you do, because you swing the Charizard, you're able to KO the Raging Bolt, and then you swing the Dragapult into the Ogerpon, put damage onto the Ogerpon, and then when your opponent throws down Bravery Charm, you're able to just Lost Vacuum it, and then boss up either Ogerpon or Squawkabilly for knockout with Dragapult. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it could be going well.
Because then they won't be able to KO the Dragapult unless they're able to set up another Raging Bolt. So if they get Hand Disruption in there too... No, don't do my thing. My thing doesn't work. Because then they're just able to throw down another Raging Bolt to KO the Dragapult, and then you just lose the game. Because now Jam's going to be in a good position because they just respond to the knockout on this Charizard with their Radiant Charizard. And then they'll go down to 2 prizes. Their opponent will go down to 3 prizes, and then they'll KO the Radzard. And then all they'll have to do is to KO another 2 prizer. And if they can keep their board as a 1 prize board, I think they lock out the Bolt player. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. My little gremlin brain trying to explain to me how it's definitely not Jover yet. Go bonk. Because what they need to swing with Charizard, they still need a second energy. They have no draw power either, though. So they promote Cleffa, and then they retreat. I guess then because their opponent... Yeah. No, because then they go down to 3, they'll be at 4. They swing with Cleffa, their opponent KOs Cleffa. They go down to 2, they'll still be at 4. They take a knockout with Radzard, only keep 1 prizers on the board. Yeah, they have an extra turn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gem's fine.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot how.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot how. What's his name? Oh, LA Knight says it. I'm so off right now. I was looking at it, and I started Mike's, and I started looking at my credit card, and now I'm like, okay, what did Mrs. Doom buy, and why is this so much? And like, oh wait, I'm getting distracted. I should probably go back to doing what I'm supposed to be doing,
which is hanging out with your good friend Eliza.
Exactly.
Having the bolt off up does completely block the Radzard play, so I do think they have to go into the Cleffa here. Okay. Palpad not bad. You definitely don't drop the Collapse. Do you want your opponent to leave Squawk on the field?
With the boss and the Arvin back.
Makes sense. And then just go for Grasping Draw, right?
Yeah. Like so Collapse is going to allow them to get something out.
I guess your Radzard's already KOing things that aren't the Squawk.
Right.
Yeah, so maybe it's actually fine. Not gonna lie.
Not bad.
Pretty good Grasping Draw. You have the Barrel. You can evolve into the Draw Cloak while promoting the Radiant Charizard. You're gonna be down in prizes. Jam plays Counter Catcher, right?
He should.
Has to play Counter Catcher.
I mean, 100%. Every Charizard deck plays it.
Yeah. I always have to ask. And then he already lost his 1 Defiance belt, right? Yeah. So we'd have to get the Radzard back in. Yep. Ooh. That might be it. They're just going to lost on the Radzard, right?
Yeah. That's also part of why I felt like maybe hold on to that stadium if they play stuff like Lost Zone. Because you could reuse it multiple times. But if it's in the lost zone, obviously that's not happening.
But do we see them with the... Yep, there it is. Gust up the Radzard, able to KO the Radzard, and I'm pretty sure that's it, right?
Right, because
that has to be what they go for.
Well, not necessarily. Depending on how they deal with their energy, there's a possibility you could get rid of one of the Ogre Pawns and make it harder for them to win the game off a Charizard.
True.
Because they still need to use, I believe, 3 energy?
Yeah, it's 3 to knock out the Radzard because it's 70x. So it just depends on where that 30 comes from, where those 3 come from. The Ogerpon, both Ogerpon haven't used their abilities yet, so. So where did these 3 energy come from? That's the question.
The active one there. There you go. That was probably the worst case scenario.
I mean, Iono into Zard. Because what is Zard doing right now?
Zard's KOing everything. It's doing 300.
Yeah, so Iono into Zard forces them to be able to find 2 grass energy off of an Iono to 1 in order to be able to set up. I don't think it's that over. If they get Rare Candy and Charizard, I think they're actually fine. They have to make sure they have it. I think Iono into Zard is actually really strong here.
If they're able to find the Zard.
They will. No!
Oh, they're going to guarantee it. Oh, wait. Oh, they have the unfair stamp. The unfair stamp could work too. But...
I mean, they need the rare candy, right? Like,
right.
Are they just not attacking this turn? Is that their plan? I guess they could, theoretically, they could just swing with something else to set up damage. Swing with something else to be able to set up damage. They're a 1 prize board state right now. Their opponent can't take multiple prizes.
Or do they have any more switch outs? That Slitherwing needs a lot of energy to get out.
It's probably fine.
We've already seen them play the Prime Catcher, right?
They play Prime Catcher. They play 2 Switch Cart. I think I've seen 1 Switch Cart. But they do only have one card left in deck.
Right.
How many energy switches? 0.
There's energy attached to that.
They do have Sadas to be able to accelerate the energy, but if they do that, they just run out of cards in deck.
Starflex, thank you for the follow.
They do run their own Iono, so if they haven't played it... Okay, so they're not going to deck out this turn.
I'm going to Pal Pad here. Single Iono.
If they have access to Sadas, then they just deck out. Yeah, no. Okay. Stomp Off would be funny. I'm trying to think, because if they use Burning Turbulence, they take a prize card and then they go down, but then they just lose. No, they don't lose to it anyway. So yeah, it's fine actually.
Yeah, like chat's saying energy should have went to active. Yeah, I actually agree with that.
I really think Burning Turbulence was going to be their only way out of this because they can self KO with it, if I'm not mistaken, because it's 90 to itself. Yeah, so they use Burning Turbulence twice and they're able to get the Slitherwing permanently out of the active. The issue is whether or not they can get enough cards into the deck to prevent deck out there, and they just might not have had the resources for it. I guess they could have manually attached twice, but
I'm not even sure why you evolve here other than hoping they don't have the...
I mean, they never have to swing with Zard here, right? Like,
right. Like, if the bundle, okay, you still just bring up a one prizer.
yeah.
I would just probably just even just bring up the Pidgey.
It's not like anything on the bench is worthwhile except for the Zard, right? Like,
it does feel like they're playing for the deck out. They've got so many more cards and so many more ways again around it.
can use the Kyrian to switch back into the Grasping Draw if you wanted to.
Hello there.
Joji!
What's up, everyone coming in from Joji's stream? I'm Senior Doom, professional illustrator, tournament organizer, and overall very, very tall guy who builds lots of Gundam models lately. Joining me tonight is Eliza Sheetpost. Eliza, why don't you go ahead and give yourself a little self-promotion here?
Eliza. Hi, I'm Eliza. I'm over on Twitter. It's the same as my Twitch. I just post a lot. I don't stop yapping. That's it. That's my entire personality.
Hey, yapping's yapping.
I'm gonna sing
Yapping's
a
yapping.
song now.
It is a tournament, but there was a wait list. And then six people no-showed.
Is this a tournament? I should have entered. It's MJ
Oh, wait. But no way to do anything about it.
Nope.
Womp womp. Wait, is that Eliza from Twitter? It is Eliza from Twitter.
Yeah. And also, at bi-weekly Tuesday tournaments. Just sign up once they're up there. Get ahead of the wait list.
You've seen my tweets? I'm sure a lot of people have seen my tweets that don't want to see my tweets. So it makes sense.
Look at that.
There we go.
You got it. You have to see the how your win condition, and that win condition was, I'm going to deck you out. So I'm going to update the standings as we got 3 matches left. Currently, Savid and Jam 1-2. Ryan Hedare number 3. 4 days before number 4. Edwin Back coming in 3-1. Pawnart TCG took the L.
Bummer.
Pokeemmy's 3-1. We might have to see if she can come on.
Honestly?
So
Yeah.
we've tried, and like she's usually like 1-0 drops, but we'll see. I have to see if she's up for it. Sadly, Callie Moore dropped to 2-2. We can still bring her up. No reason not to bring up Callie.
Maybe Emmy and Callie pair, and I get to watch 2 of my friends beat each other up.
Emmy would have to pair down. Pawnart, who did Pawnart lose to? Reggie Drago. Okay, that makes sense. Drago just doesn't evolve to attack. They might
I'm going to take this break to go to the bathroom fast.
Yeah, run! No.
I can't. There's a cat in my lap.
You can't deny the cat. It's the truth.
Well, I can stand up. I just can't run. He I cross my legs when I'm sitting in my chair, and he sits between them, so I'm able to just stand up, and he just falls into the chair. And he'll stay here, and then when I get back, I get back on the blanket and pull him back in. It'll be fine. Anyway, I'll be back.
Yep. All right. Take the cat with you. I mean, that's true too. My cat used to come in and just sit with me all the time. Let's see. Anyone else interesting? It's amazing just like what one good card does for Drago. And also, Welcome back to Doomco. As a 9-month employee of Doomco, you are now allowed to use sour cream in your tacos. Congratulations. Oh, as I said, that's because we had tacos today. Did my music turn off? Oh, it did. I didn't even realize that. That's funny. Not that we need it. It's just the music is always a nice little thing to have in the background, especially when there's like something that might be a little bit quiet. Oh. Greg, that was a surprise, actually. All right, chat. I have to ask. Do I get the Halloween Fight Coco or not? What, hockey dude? We had burritos tonight. It was like we did chicken, like a chicken enchilada burrito. It was like we had Mrs. Doom chopped up a whole bunch of fresh veggies, flour tortillas, mixing it with the cheese and everything. Just put some sour cream on it, rolled it up like a burrito. My youngest son actually ate it like a burrito. But it was just like amazing. Right, Joji, but here's Mike. Come on, Mike. There it goes. I'm waiting for the real grade 2.0. Like that's gonna cost money too. But then again, the real grade 2.0 stays.
Sorry, I just came back. Team flour tortilla. I hate corn tortillas.
They are pretty good. I'll eat flour tortillas straight. Yeah, Josh, I saw Mike was cutting out. That's why we're looking at it to get in a pod mic. Just going full XLR. I don't know if it's the cord itself or if it's the mic. But it's at the point where, yeah, no. I'm going to try to overnight it and everything. Or maybe
I can... the Blue Yeti.
That's what I have is a Blue Yeti.
Which one, though? Like the snowball or like the standing?
The standing.
Huh. I've never had issues with mine.
I've had nothing but issues.
That's wild.
Which is weird, because, like, my snowball, none. What's up, Nami Poo Poo? How are you doing? Corn all the way.
What's your pattern set to?
It's just a normal cardioid, where it's just right in front of me. No, the issue like right now, I can definitely 100% tell you it's the cord, either the cord, or it's the where it just the plug-in. Seems like it might be loose. So I don't know if it's the cord itself or what, but I've had so many problems just with it.
That's fair. It happens. Sometimes you're just not meant to pair with a specific brand.
Yeah, or certain things just don't work. Hey, last match is done. It's key.
Stellar Wish. If anyone invited me to a podcast, I would absolutely join the podcast. I just think people have realized that I don't know how to shut up, and so no one invites me on.
All right, let's look at our pairings. We have Jam versus Rayhan. Rayhan is just had Jam on. Pokemon versus Iranova. I think I can actually get that one. Is there that or Lily versus Apple the Micer? The thing is, Iranova's playing like Frostlass, Venomoth.
I do love Frostlass decks. I don't like the Frostmoth. I don't like the Venomoth version of it, but
let's see which one Sable's stream. Emmy says 1 sec. Okay, we'll get Emmy.
I love podcasts too. Or I think I used to like podcasts a lot more. I used to
Hi,
every
Emmy.
single day. Hi, Emmy.
Just mutes.
I think she unmuted to say hi and then re-muted herself, but didn't realize that her hi didn't go through.
For the first time, we'll have one of the co-casters.
One day I'll sign up for a Doom tournament. I just get home from work on Friday nights and I'm just like, man, the last thing I want to do is play Pokemon. Not Cash, that's how I feel. Why would people ever want to listen to boring old me? But then you'll be surprised how many people want to listen. Like, I see your tweets all the time. I know we only just followed each other mutually, but like I see your tweets all the time and I'm just like, this person has incredible insight into like a bunch of things that I don't know about. I think if you started a podcast that was literally just going in depth into the Southeast Asian scene, I think you'd get a lot of people tuning in just to like learn about it, hear the going ons and stuff like that. Like, you're an incredible source of information when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Or alternatively, it could just be me and Cash talking about wrestling the whole time.
New era or old?
Both.
Good. I like have a group of friends that are like, oh, I'll only talk about Attitude Era. And I'm like, yeah, I agree that was good, but also have you seen Rhea Ripley?
All right. I don't know if you're watching AEW, but did you see Hangman Page versus Swerve Strickland?
I did not.
They drop each other on cinder blocks. They use a staple gun against each other.
Oh,
and
Jesus.
At one point, one of them gets stabbed in the cheek with a hypodermic needle.
Oh my god.
It was 100% a blood feud. And they went over the top, and some people said, wow, at the end. Just
AEW, the new ECW?
Not necessarily, but they do hardcore matches like ECW used to do. They had one was a women's hardcore match, and one of them did the splits onto a bunch of thumbtacks.
Ooh.
Yeah.
No, I don't like chair shots to the head. Like, okay, so I've had like 7 or 8 concussions over the course of my life, and like, I don't care how good they are at blocking it. I know it's like I think WWE has like a strict ban on it unless they're explicitly blocking it after the whole like Benoit thing. But
everyone blocks those unless they clear it ahead of time, and now they use a severely gimmicked chair.
I don't know. I still don't. I don't know. The 7 concussions I had really, really messed me up. I'm like super against any headshots that I see in wrestling, even though it's all performance and stuff like that. It's like sometimes something goes wrong and that real shot happens, and I just something about it feels wrong to me.
Which is completely understandable in what it should be, because like you said, Benoit. Oh my god. But I am talking about wrestling. I'm excited for a Netflix series coming out called The Queen of Villains, talking about one of the Japanese female wrestlers. It was Dump Masada, and it's a Netflix series coming out called Queen of Villains. And it talks about how she went from being like trying to be a face, being a good guy, and just fully giving in to being a villain.
Good heels are just so hard to come by. Like, heels are any like good heel is incredible at what they do. Like, it's so hard to like stick to that and like actually pull it off, you know?
Yeah, and it talks about her. She had like the whole country ready to like blow up on her.
That's so good.
So it looks really good. And like, even talking good heels, the match that we're talking about where it went off the rails, Hangman Page versus Swerve Strickland, it actually started out with Hangman Page was the good guy, and it flipped to be him being the bad guy for just trying to take revenge on the other guy for breaking into his house and everything. It's just gotten to a point like after the match, you see his physical, just the way he goes, just like his reaction, like, oh God, have I gone too far?
Mm-hmm.
Have I crossed that line of no return?
That's like what I think is like the biggest issue with being heel is like some people are satisfied being the heel, but I feel like at some point everybody wants to make a turn and like have the crowd cheering for them at some point. But once you go like as a heel for just a little bit too long or a little bit too hard, you're never turning. Like, it's possible. And when people do pull it off, it is incredible. But finding a good heel to face turn is just so difficult.
You have to be such a good heel that people cheer you.
like good old Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah. Well, actually, you know what? The best heel I'm watching right now lately has been, you know, some people would be surprised about it, is Matt Cardona, formerly known as Zack Ryder.
I know Zack Ryder. I don't know Mark Cardona.
Matt Cardona is his real name, and that's what he's wrestling under now. And he comes out as a swarmy son of a bitch, to put it bluntly, and he calls himself the Deathmatch King. But he's not a deathmatch guy. He just does it to peeve everyone off, and he does a really good job at being a heel. And he just plays it up as much as he can.
I think you bench the Slitherwing here just so you can get extra value out of the Sadas, but then you always run the risk of it getting bossed, so I guess not.
Yeah. And the Slitherwing just doesn't seem like it's going to do you any good.
You can at least get knockout here onto the Snow Run to prevent Frostlasses from setting up. I tried Frostlass Monkey Dory for the longest time. And the Raging Bolt matchup was always super difficult. Like, you tried to weave in Noivern to make it work out for you and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, like, it was just so difficult to like consistently pull off single Noivern. But I figured, like, if the Raging Bolt player overbenches Ogre Pawns, like, you don't even need the Noivern, like, you're just chilling. So seeing Emmy just keep it to Raging Bolts is like really good. And it's entirely because she didn't have any Ogre Pawns in that hand until she took that prize card, but at the same time, like, I'm gonna pretend that it was a hella sick play by her.
I think the biggest issue she's going to run into now is the Venomoth is going to take 30, Confusion, Neutralization Zone, and
Does
Emmy play any other stadiums? Should be, hopefully.
I mean, I know she has Pokestops, but we've already seen her go down one, so how many? Only 2 more, and she's gonna have to find them, so. And she can't play any items to help find them either, so. Can't play items to get the grass energy back, so the Ogre Pawns would just be bench sitters at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, you're confused. Do you take the chance? No, because Neutralizing Zone's in play.
Yeah, you just end turn here. You have to find a stadium.
I was about to be like, oh man, it's just one Neutralizing Zone though. Yeah, because it's an ace spec. Like, of course there's only one. What are you talking about? Caster's right. Maybe you do try for the burst roar there.
Yeah, I can see that. Don't be mean. Try to recycle a Neutralizing Zone.
Me using Silene trying to put Neutralizing Zone back in my deck. Man.
More superior energy retrievals. There's nothing you can do with that. It might be time to burst roar.
Do you boss up the Frostlass just to force the energy out of them? I mean, if you're gonna burst roar anyway, right?
Yeah, I would agree with that. Just get the energy out of there. You have no reason to ever bench the Ogre Pawns.
Okay, fresh hand, fresh hand.
Fresh hand. We're still good. We're still good. Okay.
Still no way to get rid of neutralizing zone, but with Professor Sada's, we can at least see the draw 3.
Do you ever try to set up the Tusk? I'd be like, hey, you got too far down.
You could. I'm looking for a switch card here from Emmy, being able to Sada's for a lightning energy onto the second Raging Bolt, and then a fighting energy onto it, and the switch card to heal 30 from it. Like, feel pretty good about that. Never mind. I was about to be like, oh, I wish Frostlass was playing Eviltall, but they can't because they're the grass energy build. They don't have a way to accelerate the Eviltall because I think the Eviltall is 2. Eviltall, Shrouded Fable. It's like 2. It's just a dark energy, right? They don't play Monkey Dory. I knew there was something to do with energy because it's a dark energy and then put 20, or rather 2 damage counters on anything that has a damage counter on your opponent's side of the field. And so if they were playing, I guess they are playing 1 Monkey Dory, 1 Darkness energy. So you know what? Maybe it's there. Oh, no cart? You're so right.
Yeah, you can't use cart. But we're going to see a land collapse here.
Ooh, okay.
Get a little aggressive here, but here's the thing. Is Great Tusk weak to grass? I can't see. Or is it weak to...
It might be Psychic because it's a fighting type.
I'm trying to remember.
It looks like it's purple.
Purple makes sense because I think I've played against it with Gardevoir, and Gardevoir's just easy on it.
Ah, counter catcher feels bad.
Alright. Keep the standings
High
going.
Cloud. Swing to Psychic, okay. We love confusion.
Yay, confusion.
We love confusion item lock. I mean, yeah, what else can you do, right?
No reason.
What are you even digging for at this point?
A hope and a prayer.
I guess so. I don't know. They're only dealing 30 per, so I'm like...
They can KO, but... Yeah, if I'm Emmy, do you...
They can't KO quickly, and I feel like you're just losing too much. I guess items don't matter, though, so like... Frostlass Venomoth. Because now if Emmy attacks and flips tails, they're immediately in danger of knockout from the Venomoth, versus if they just pass, but if they pass, it activates Pheasantipity. So they should attack, and then if they flip tails, they can get Pheasantipity.
They flipped heads.
And they flip heads, so now they just get to draw 6. Like, there's the Pokestop. And they just need 1 fighting energy. And then Great Tusk can attack, right?
Right.
Venomoth doesn't resist fighting. So, like, I think that's it. I think it's just...
Ooh.
No!
No, not the Iono.
Hey, Raging Bolt. Now they're just gonna dig for that dark energy so they can start pinging with Monkey Dory. Emmy's effectively locked here, right? Like...
Yeah. Is there a
Yes,
stream
there's a
delay?
stream delay.
Yes. There's a 15-second delay.
This is just so rough.
Yeah.
It's not as rough as Quad Cornerstone into Charizard, though. Am I right, fellas?
Ooh, that one was bad.
That was so rough. Energy and Stadium, hopefully grabbing the Dark Energy if they have it in the deck. You're gonna be able to throw that onto Monkey Dory and move 20 damage around however they want to. Could be 30, but I said 20 because there's only 20 going to be on their side of the field for this. So it's going to be 20 each turn because they only have the one Frostlass. But what do you do once this Great Tusk gets confused?
Hope and pray some coin flips.
I guess so. Anyway, back to wrestling. Who's your all-time favorite wrestler?
Mine?
Yeah.
That's a hard one. I'd have to say Sting.
Ah, what a good choice. Not my personal favorite, but definitely high up there.
His farewell match was amazing. Oh, we're gonna see Adrenaline Brain now? Okay, okay. I thought they might wait a turn.
Nah, because then it gets up to 40, and then you do 30-30 for the next 2 turns, whereas doing the 20, just you're able to get the damage out there faster. There's no real downside to it.
Ric Flair's up there. So many cards you can't use. You can mill him one.
Undertaker, Bret Hart, Ric Flair, all really good. All really, really good. Ric Flair on the mic was something incredible, honestly.
100%.
Like, he knew how to work an audience. He knew how to work everything. Like, the guy was insane. I think Emmy can still deck them out. They're down to 10. They do play 2 Super Rods. I think we saw them play Super Rod earlier. I'm not sure. I know we got rid of a Super Rod and a Night Stretcher with Land Collapse, but I don't remember if we hit any others. My personal favorites are VD. I love Rob Van Dam.
He is a good one.
There's a hex.
I think he just re-upped with WWE Legends to get a new figure.
Really?
Yeah. I want to say, but I think he's so independent otherwise. Like, he just does whatever he wants.
He's only 53? He's so young. I don't know. I thought he was older.
Yeah, he's got a new main event figure coming out.
Bonkers. That's funny. He used to be called KVD. Because if you move the 30 here, you go up to a 90, and then Venomoth is going to be able to deal 30, so now you're at 120, and then if you fail your confusion flip, you just, obviously you faint, because that's how damage works, but... the Prime Catcher! What do you even pull up, though?
You can't even use it.
You can't even play it.
Yeah,
I love Iron Block. So you have to try for the Land Collapse here, just hoping to hit the 1. Still looks all right for his age. I remember my aunt used to work for Cox Communications, which is like the Northeast, like big telecommunications provider in the US. And she used to work at their headquarters, and like once every few months they would just have a WWE superstar come into the headquarters. And so because my parents knew me and my brother loved wrestling so much, they would let us skip school to go with our aunt to work so that way we can meet them. We have pictures of us with Booker T, Kurt Angle. I'm trying to remember who the brothers tag team was that what is it? The brother tag team that like the Hardys broke one of their noses off of a botch.
Oh, Eminem.
Eminem, that's who it was. We had pictures with it was the week after Eminem. It was a week after that happened, so me and my brother went dressed as the Hardy Brothers and made fun of them for breaking their nose. But we were like 10, so like it was so scuffed.
That I remember when that happened. I was like, oh my god.
I remember watching it live and freaking out. Like, I know botches are bad. I know we shouldn't cheer for botches. But when botches happen, how can you not talk about it? Like,
have you ever watched Botchamania?
yes, I have.
Yes.
Eliza the real heel. It's so true. I cause problems for fun. I cheer for the bad. Like Iron Thorns at Worlds? Whew. Second I saw that it made top 8, I was like, I hope that wins. So many people are going to be upset. And then it won. My locals went on a rant about how Iron Thorns was completely unbalanced and Iron Thorns needed to get banned. And I was like, your problem is just the Poke Catchers and the Crushing Hammers, not the Iron Thorn. I'm such a controversial figure in person. It's so good. Emmy just wins by deck out, right? Does this person have Ionos left? I know they lost one and then they played one. They don't play Palpad. They might have an Iono left.
Like, do you even say that here? Well, you'd have to kind of. It looks like they're trying to prepare a Speedwing, anyways.
There's the Pokestop.
Yeah, but not the right energy.
I mean, but you. All right, never mind. I was about to be like, but you have Earthen Vessel item lock.
Nope.
I think there's still an Iono left in the other person's deck.
If there's not, you just keep draw passing. I don't think there's a way for the Venomoth to win that way.
Yeah, they'll have to start swapping to using Speedwing, which I think, like you said, that's why they're setting up that one on the bench. But between Adrenabrain and Speedwing, they should be able to take the knockout on the second Raging Bolt before they deck out if they don't have a second Iono. So I think that's their play, but the second they use Speedwing, she'll be able to start using items again. That's going to be 20. So they have to attack into this Raging Bolt. That's like the one good thing going on right now.
Yeah, we'll see a retreat.
I don't know if I like that though, because now they can just Adrenabrain twice onto it to knock it out, right? While still getting free damage off onto this one. I guess it doesn't change the math much.
Alamora, thank you for the follow.
Yeah, they do play 3 Iona Cash. I know they lost one earlier because of something. I forget what. And they played one earlier. I just don't know where the third one is. I don't remember if they lost it early. I don't remember if they played it. Yeah, so now this Raging Bolt faints on its next turn.
It does feel like a death by 1,000 cuts right now.
Yeah, I think attaching an energy here. I agree with the attaching an energy, and then once this Raging Bolt gets in range of Speedwing, you manual retreat it. Even before it gets in range of Speedwing. Yeah, I agree with Cash. I think they should have let the Raging Bolt get knocked out. What a great time for you to get a 3-minute ad break.
Yeah, I just saw it pop up too. I was like, no, I have a snooze. The snooze is there. Let me use it.
Slow deck, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
What does this Night Stretcher do for them? How many cards do they have left in deck? 2, right? How many Grass Energy do they play? 6? There's 2 unaccounted.
There's
There's the
the
Iono.
Iono.
Yep. I knew they had the 3rd. I mean, I didn't know they had the 3rd, but you know what I meant.
Yeah. And just on top of even the item lock, it's just so, I would say, bad pricing, bad stuff on it, but it's just what it is. Like, how often do we even see Seda this whole thing? And we keep not finding any energy other than grass. Which, I mean, they do play a lot of grass.
I think we saw Seda 3 times, but the bigger issue is just that neutralizing zone that stayed in play for so long, preventing Emmy from being able to use an attack to be able to take anything. I don't think Emmy has a win condition at this point, honestly. How much time is left in the round?
3 minutes, 57 seconds.
All right, that's more than enough for the Venomoth to get the game.
And Emmy is draw passing mostly, and doing it so at like a decent amount of time. So
yeah. I mean, how much does Speedwing do? 90? Yeah, so it's Adrenaline Brain and then next turn Speedwing for game, right?
Right.
Yeah. They just need the extra grass energy. Or dark energy. Or whatever energy. They only play grass and dark.
Which, I mean, sucks. But especially with having Emmy on. I think every time we've had Emmy on stream, we've cursed her.
It's Cat's Curse.
It is.
It's just item lock. Item lock is so powerful in this format. That's why I was looking forward to Galvantula, but let me tell you, Galvantula Regis, not good. Galvantula Blissey, not good. Galvantula in Maridon, kind of okay. Honestly, feels more like a cheese than anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm desperate. I think I've been playtesting both Regis and Blissey, trying to make either of them work, and so far I've had more success with Regis Galvantula than I have Blissey Galvantula. But I do think Blissey Galvantula is the right way to play it. I just don't think I've figured out the 60 for it yet. Here it is, Speedwing for game. I like the grass field. The grass field is nice and calming.
I have an older proof of concept I did for this, where it was like using more of a grass field stadium, like what you saw in Sword and Shield. Like, you know, they came into that stadium, it had a big grass field and the ads and the walls and everything.
Yeah. Like,
that would have been great. Like, that's what I thought the playfield should have been like. And you could have changed it to types or anything like that. I mean, they kind of have that, but it's on that really limited section. And it just doesn't work as well.
Fierce, the Monkey Dory Frostlass deck ran Manaphy because they were able to keep up enough Adrenaline Brains to keep the Manaphy alive, so it wouldn't be too impossible for them to do it. You would just have to find room for a second monkey. Monkey!
Monkey.
Venomoth is going to sweep these every week because nobody's respecting it.
That is true.
It's just the nature of things. Friend at your locals is trying Galvantula with Regis. It's a lot of fun. I've been doing the build that has Terapagos, Pheasantipity, a 2-2 Galvantula line, 2 of all the Regis. I'm thinking of cutting down on the Regice. It has Greninja. I'm thinking of adding in either Squawkabilly or Mew EX because I feel like I run out of my hands so often, but you have the Regidrago. It needs more switch cards too. Oh, it runs Cornerstone. I don't know. I feel like the Galvantula Blissey one can more often item lock, whereas the other one is I'm going to item lock you turn 1 just to disrupt you, and then I'm going to back up and go on to everything else. So if you're looking to swing a Galvantula Blissey is better to establish the item lock, but if you're just looking to play a toolbox, I think Regi's Galvantula is pretty strong. That was a lot of words for somebody who doesn't play test.
I never play test. Okay, I don't play test future formats. I do play test older stuff. What's this out?
Play test. Like, when I'm prepping for regionals, like I'll maybe play 5 games on live. Other than that, I'm just like in my mind going over all the different lines, and like I'll bring my deck to locals just to like play friendlies against like the people who are trying to practice. And other than that, I don't really play test like whatsoever. And it like stinks because like I know if I just sat down and play tested, man, I'd be so good at this game. But also playtesting, I don't want to take notes while I'm playing. I don't want to work on anything while I'm playing. I'm playing for fun. Except when I get to a regional, then I'm playing to win, and so the two don't really go well together.
Exactly. So we're gonna jump to Jam because Jam is 5-0, and the other player is 5-0. So this is technically our championship here tonight. So it will be sadly Reggie Drago versus Charizard Pidgeot again. But
actually, we haven't had Reggie Drago tonight.
No, we haven't. So that's why I'm like, I'm okay with it. So we'll get that. That'll be R2. There's no way they're not pairing against anyone else because they have. That's who they're going to play against. It's set up that way intentionally. And so we do have one tie. I usually give ties just a little bit of time to make sure that they're done. And that's where we go from there. One person said it's a tie, and then the other person said no.
Even with Power Glass, Glass Trumpet, Energy Retrieval, etc., I can't sustain the whole game. I don't know. I think you only need 1 Glass Trumpet each turn. You're able to, if you establish 2 Blissies, 2 Galavantulas, each of them with a power hourglass. Every Glass Trumpet fully sets up a Galavantula. You play Crispin to fully set up a Galavantula. You still have your attach for turns. You don't even need multiple Glass Trumpets if each turn you're still attaching on top of that, because eventually you'll just rack up the energy for it. I think it's fine. I think the bigger issue with Galavantula Blissey, once you're set up, busted. But getting set up is the issue because the Chanseys have so much HP that you can't buddy, which is a buddy bummer. But
buddy bummer.
Thanks. I came up with that one myself earlier when I was responding to a tweet, and I was like, I can't keep this to myself. I have to say it whenever I can. It's too good. My one comedic genius a month, and I wasted it on buddy bummer.
Okay. I had today. Mrs. Jim's like, we're gonna go out and get some ice cream. Do you want like rainbow sherbet or something? And I went. Laughed at that pun. I'm like, you never laughed.
Pause. You cut out when you were like, and I said, and there was nothing.
Oh,
and then you were
God.
like, and she laughed at that pun. And that was like the most comedic timing for your mic to cut out. Like, I don't know if it was my headset. I don't know if stream experienced that, but that was just perfect timing for your microphone to decide not to work.
Okay, because I said, sure. Burnt.
There we go.
Like no puns ever do it. All right, I'm just calling this. Nobody's like chatting, nobody's doing anything. They're paired 2-2s. I just don't care. The person who called for it as well has already been like penalized twice for slow play tonight,
and that's that.
So it's like, no, we're just done. We're moving on with the tournament. You're not going to change anything. I'm sorry.
Hey, am I going first or second with this test hand?
You're going third.
So first, you got it.
Now we're just waiting on Jam here to set up. What the?
You gotta edit your avatar real fast.
100%.
While you're waiting, it's part of the it's actually in the rules. I prize Grinja. I'll cry.
Okay. I have mine in like the ugliest fit I can possibly have. And Mrs. Doom's like, why? I'm like, because these avatars are just so bad.
See, I put mine in a fit that I would wear IRL, but like, stop. My biggest issue with this entire client, they have the okay, I don't know how many people in chat actually know the difference between a skirt and a dress, but literally the only difference is skirts start with and skirts are just the bottom half, and dresses are both the top and the bottom combined.
Yeah.
That's it. And so there's the quote in this game: "Do you like my dress? It has pockets." None of the clothing options are dresses. Any of the ones that could be dresses are just skirts. There's no dress in this game, least of all one with pockets. And I'm so irrationally upset about it. It's like how the Spotify logo is like just like slightly askew. It's one of those things that like once it's pointed out to you, I feel like it upsets a lot of people, but like no one notices it because who has time to like double check that, you know?
Yeah. All right. Do you think Charizard actually stands a chance here?
Do I think Charizard actually stands a chance here? Yes.
Yeah, it's Jam. You can't count the guy out.
I love Jam. I've only talked to Jam like once in person, and it was just a pleasant experience.
I haven't met him in person yet, but in every tournament he's been amazing. He's always up for streaming. The guy just does it. Yeah. If I do get the opportunity to meet him in person, I will love to meet him and talk to him. So,
what if the Discord logo didn't have eyes? It doesn't. It has 2 analog sticks. It's a controller. Is it supposed to have eyes? Is that what it is?
It is kind of like it's supposed to have eyes.
Oh, I've never seen it like that. I'm always just like, what do you mean those are analog sticks?
If you really wanted to look at it wrong, I guess you could say it's almost like... Yeah, I can't think of anything else. I've always seen eyes. Like it's a weird robot head shape.
I can see it. Now. Anyway, Ari got an Ogrepon, Ari got Squawk, and C's here losing a Dragapult, a Superior, a Fire, and a Boss.
Ooh.
Gotta say boss like I'm from Boston. B-A-W-S. It's because I'm from Boston.
So I'm not. I've grown up in Washington and lived in Washington essentially my whole life.
State? Yeah, state. Duh, you're West Coast.
Yeah.
I was like, what? You like your Starbies?
My Washington.
I'll actually be in Seattle October like 10th to the 13th to work at convention. I get to go once a year and be like, wow, I'm never leaving the DoubleTree at the airport.
What convention?
Northwest Idol Fest. It's a convention that celebrates people who perform idol music, not like K-pop. It's specifically different than K-pop. There's J-pop idols. I don't know how much you know about it.
Surprisingly, a lot, because my oldest was into it for a while.
That's so perfect. So there's K-pop, which is like more... It's more mature, it's more hip-hoppy and stuff like that. And then there's Japanese idols. And this is a gross generalization of like most of them that like obviously doesn't cover all of them. But for the most part, most of them focus more on the cutesy and performance aspect of it rather than the actual like marketing or anything like that. So they focus on cute outfits, they focus on crowd interactions, they focus on performing skits in between songs rather than actually practicing like songs and dances. It's kind of like they're more personable essentially. But the con specifically celebrates Western idols that are performing Japanese idol music. They're called Kaigai idols. So like there's a group from Canada that's 5 former Japanese idols who moved to Canada to start an idol movement. And then there's one out of Pittsburgh called Alex Pinku who like performs like pseudo rock. And it's like cute, poppy, like happy music with like cute outfits. And so I'm obsessed with it. So once a year, I just get to go, and I'm in charge of their registration department. So I just make sure that the check-in system's working, and I make sure everyone's getting their badges and the sponsors are getting the right perks. And then I'm just chilling.
Sounds pretty good. Like I usually go for things like, well, Comic-Con. I do Emerald City Comic-Con every year. I get usually a pro badge. I haven't done PAX in a while. I'm trying to get San Diego for San Diego Comic-Con. I usually do the Comic-Con because there's more art stuff there. So
yeah.
I don't know. I think kind of helped him out.
Yeah, it definitely did. Especially after they were able to get the TM Evo off, that jamming tower coming down a turn late. The issue for Rotary Rocket was that they weren't able to establish this Regidrago on their first turn, so they're obviously not going to be able to swing with the V-Star this turn, because that's just how the rules of the game work. So
they have no energy on any of the Ogre-Pawns as it is.
Yeah, so they weren't even able to get off like a nice little like consolation attack. We could see... never mind. Yeah, we could. We could see evolve the bench Charmander, and then could see Arven into Rare Candy, and we haven't used our V-Star yet, so we can grab Rare Candy and then V-Star for Pidgeot. Unless we're just gonna grab Pidgeot here. Yeah. And then we're gonna Arven, we're gonna grab Rare Candy. What tool are we grabbing? Where the heck is his list? There it is. The only ones left is Defiant Band at this point, but there's Jamming Tower in play, so like...
That's just not going to do anything.
Yeah. So it's Rare Candy into the Pidgeot. You can then Quick Search and V-Star to go get the Rare Candy and the card that you need anyway. Didn't really get anything good there. I guess you could get rid of the Iono if you don't want to help your opponent set up, so that way you can go get Dragapult, but I don't think you need Dragapult here. You can just sit on the Recon Directive. Oh, but you can throw away the Draw Cloak now, throw away the Droopy and the Draw Cloak to go get Charizard. And then use the Quick Search for Rare Candy. Can't V-Star with Jamming Tower? So right! I'm so sorry. It's like 2:30 in the morning over here.
We have a bug going on with Orizu, of all things. The fun bug where you just it just completely crashes the game.
I didn't know that happened.
Yeah. It can happen with any card, to be honest. This is one of those things.
So only able to establish the 180 here, which could be good for later, because you have the boss in hand. So if you're able to get that Dragapult out, you'll be able to boss up the Squawkabilly, and then be able to swing into the Squawkabilly while throwing 30 onto the Ogerpon and 30 somewhere else. So you could take a 4-prize turn for Jam. Doing pretty decent. Depending on what these 3 cards were, we don't even know if Rotary Rocket even has options here. Massive research. We'll have to see how this plays out for them, see if those 7 cards were good. They're able to get the grass energy, so if we see energy switch onto the Regidrago V-Star, we could see the Mew EX retreat promote into the Regidrago V-Star and be able to pull off an attack here. The question is do you want to attack into this Draw Cloak? I mean, you have to take a prize card. You have to start doing something. but you know your opponent plays Unfair Stamp. You see that they have the Pidgeot down. You know that your board state isn't really established. But I think you just have to take that risk. Hope for the best. I didn't see if Gujar was in the discard, but if Hisui and Gujar is in the discard pile, then they're kind of just big chilling. But I don't know what other attackers they have.
Right.
It's just Dragapult. Their only viable attacker is Dragapult here, so they're going to have to swing into it and then throw that 60 somewhere. Probably onto Charizard to try and set it up for a Lost Impact if they're able to find that Giratina, but that would rely on their Regidrago not fainting. But without Defiance Belt, I don't think Jam has a way to knock out the Regidrago. Just throws the 60 onto the Bibarel. Going to be able to ping it for 60 later on to be able to take an additional prize card into whatever they swing. So we could see them swing into Lumineon after a boss and then go down to 2 prize cards, meaning they would just need to knock out one more thing. So honestly, not a bad position for them to be in here. And with the Draw Cloak on, you know, you're denying them that 4 prize turn, so going pretty well. And there's the Unfair Stamp. We knew they had it in hand, but their opponent didn't.
And taking out the Mew is going to give them even more. Not even just more draw. It's going to kill their draw ability.
Yeah, and you could throw down the Collapsed here, really limit them if you wanted to, and you know you're going to be able to promote into this Charizard, be able guaranteed knockout on this Mew. Trying to see what else is in their hand. Could just use this to go and get a Dreepy.
Could even use the Collapse here to get rid of the Bibarel and prevent them from taking a prize.
You could do that. I might see them using it to get rid of the Lumineon instead, since it's a 2 prize issue rather than the Bibarel, but I guess it would require a boss, so.
You're
so right, Doom.
You would also be giving up your V-Star.
True. Now that's back online. I forgot they didn't use it earlier.
Yeah, so that's why I'm assuming why they did that. Now they would have to focus on their attack, their Dragapult attack on something like the Dreepy or the Lumineon, or even the Pidgeot. One of those. We could also see the Ogerpon come completely online right here and just take the KO.
Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't see a promotion of the damaged Ogerpon, so that way they could deny any Dragapult play and still be able to take the knockout onto this Charizard, but I guess just worried about setting up the damaged one. But if they're going down in prize cards, the damage, like, both of them are in KO range of whatever anyway, right? So
Right.
I just be talking.
Hey, there's no reason not to talk.
I mean, if they get the Pidgeot, if Pidgeot is able to find the rare candy, which, yeah, that's how the card works, they have the Dragapult, so they'll be able to take a knockout onto the benched Ogerpon while setting up damage on this one. If they manage to find, this is such a stretch, if they manage to find a boss's orders, what do they need here? They need a Grass Energy and an Energy Switch in the discard pile. I know they have the Energy Switch in the discard pile. Trying to see how they can KO this Charizard. Need to know what they're taking. I think they also need to know what they're taking. We could see Jam win on this next turn, depending on what their opponent just took.
That's true. Well, okay, they would still need their belt, wouldn't they?
No, so, I mean, belt would also work, but their belt's gone. What I was thinking was they rare candy into the Dragapult.
You get the Squawk.
They give it the Fire Energy. You boss up the Squawk, and then it's swing into Squawk and ping the Ogerpon, but with Hawlucha coming out, and then you're going to be able to put 60 on the Dreepy with Dragapult, gonna completely deny this Dragapult play that they've been trying to line up. Where's this Grass Energy going? Onto the other one for the response KO. And this puts them down to 2 prize cards, meaning that if they aren't able to deal with that benched Ogerpon, they're kind of just out of it. Rotary going down to 2 prize cards. Jam's still at 4. Jam's going to need multiple turns now.
That depends. They could have counter catcher here.
Yeah, but counter catcher doesn't get them the win anymore.
Nick the Sith, thank you for the follow. 18 Dinoho, 18, thank you for the follow as well. Is counter catcher gonna bring up that Ogerpon?
I think it has to bring up the damaged Ogerpon to deny the immediate knockout onto your Charizard. But then your opponent just wins with Gust Effect onto your Pidgeot and then swing with Lost Impact. So really, this is kind of just a lose-lose no matter what.
I think,
but at least this way you force them to have the Gust.
Right, and they've already used their V-Star. So if anything, if you have Iono as a play as well, you can again lower the amount of outs they have.
Yeah. So we'll have to see. Yep, there's the Iono. There's also a Turos. That's actually pretty big because if they can Turos up this Pidgeot, they just deny their opponent's win condition. And the Charmeleon already has an energy on it, so they're guaranteed to be able to get the retreat off, meaning that they're not stuck.
All right, let's see what he goes with the Turo.
I mean, it has to be onto the Pidgeot to deny the win condition.
And you cannot bench it because then otherwise they come in with a
Dust Effect onto Charmeleon.
No, just cure him.
Oh yeah, huh? They have the energy for it.
So the question now becomes is how much E-Switch is left.
We know they had to V-Star just to access one earlier. We know they used one onto Regidrago, and then they used a second one, I know. So they're down at least 2. I don't know if they're down all of them. I didn't see it. I know they just checked. They just checked the discard and I missed it.
Mm-hmm.
Here it is, Jam's checking. All 4 are in the discard pile.
So they're holding back. If Jam can get a Super Rod, he can fish for game.
But I don't even know what his opponent does here. His opponent has to get damage onto this Charizard.
But then they just lose.
So they don't have to get damage onto this Charizard, right? Because if they Super Rod in some Grass Energy here and they're able to draw into the Grass Energy, there is a world where they're able to set up 2 energy onto the Ogerpon this turn, or even just 1, and then set up 2 energy onto the Ogerpon next turn to be able to KO this Zard and force Jam to have some kind of gusting effect in order to take 2 prizes on their next turn. So if this Hawlucha does stay in the active and Rotary Rocket finds a Grass Energy to be able to attach onto this Ogerpon, which it looks like they'll be able to do, so they are setting up this Ogerpon, going to be able to hopefully stall for a turn with the Hawlucha. No Goodra in the discard pile, I don't think.
I don't think this list runs Goodra.
Does it not? It doesn't. Its only dragon types are 2 Dragapults, a Giratina, and a Kyurem.
Which Kyurem could have won the game if Jam puts down the Pidgeot.
Yeah. But Jam's not going to do that.
No. The man has seen so many different win conditions tonight.
So many. I think Rotary Rocket just has to hope that Jam doesn't have it. I think it's just pass for turn.
Which right now, we know Fish is in the discard. So top deck Boss wins the game. Top deck Rod wins the game.
Do they have boss in deck still?
I want to say I saw it, but they probably didn't. And obviously they cannot use
Pheasant Skibbity.
there's a boss.
Just needs the 1 energy to retreat though, so I guess just hoping that Jam also doesn't have the energy, trying to make it as much as they can. Rare Candy not really useful here. What are we grabbing?
That'd be a good way to check your deck.
Could grab if Radzard hasn't been knocked out yet. Oh no. Just thinning. Just thinning. Jam wouldn't do that. How much does this Charmeleon hit? 450? Yeah.
Like, part of me feels like they're sitting on another boss. Or at least hoping to get another boss.
Well, they played 1. We know they used Prime Catcher.
I don't know if I agree with evolving here.
I don't think you really have a choice though, right? Like you have to force your opponent to have it.
This might actually be where you Cleffa. You Kieran into Cleffa.
Now you pay for the retreat, yeah. Oh no, you're right, Kieran. I thought you said Kieran. I was like, what?
No. Because now you're protected from the Kieran play.
And there's the counter catcher. So Rotary Rocket needs energy to retreat, energy to attack, and energy and a gust effect.
Which they could have.
Yeah, they could have. I mean, if they have gust effect in hand and 2 energy in deck with at least one of those energy being a grass, they have it right now. But we see 4 grass on the field. We know that 1 is in the discard pile, which means that they might have 2 left. I don't know their resources that were left. I think they had 2 in the discard pile, so there's either 1 grass. Yeah, they have 2 grass in there. So double fire. He has to have the grass in hand.
Or they just don't have it.
There's the fire to retreat. Just the pass. But what do we have?
There's the boss coming back. Got no reason to put anything else in there. I almost feel confident here of just hitting him with the Iono. You can put the fish back.
This is such a weird board state.
See, like, I would have liked the Iono afterwards, because then that would have increased your chances of getting the boss.
Didn't they Arvin for the Super Rod?
Oh, that's right, they did.
Oh, but that's a game anyway.
Yep, I'm wondering if they just didn't have it.
Must have been the case.
So with that, Jam will win the Challenge of Doom with the perfect 6-0 record. The only perfect 6-0 record, as we are waiting actually for two matches to finish, but they should have nothing to do with it. We do have a 5 Nova coming in with the Venomoth Frostless deck at 5-1. Jam will be coming up here very shortly, as we have only 1 match left. So update standings so we can see the 6-0. There you go. Jam 0828. Oh, there's the last match. They are all complete. So that is the nice thing about this one, is it just runs so much faster.
Hey,
But
Emmy got top 16.
there we go. That means Emmy's got points. I think top 16 gets points in this. I might be wrong.
Lily also got top 16.
Emmy came back, and what was her last one against? Ooh, the mirror. This is Jam's.
Wait, the Aegis Slash got top 16.
Oh, he did right there at 16. Very good matchup. Very good set there. As we can see here, the Charizard list, nothing too fancy about it. Probably see a lot of the, might see some of the Dragapult version at Baltimore, might not. This was the final tournament of Doom of any sort in the Shrouded Fable format. This Friday, we move on to Stellar Crown. So get ready for that. That will be fun. That's going to be something. And so with that, let's go ahead and get ready to call it a night. I'm going to look to see if we have anybody who we can raid. Eliza, go ahead and give yourself whatever last self-promotion you're up for.
Oh God. Make sure to follow me over on Twitter. My Twitter is the same as my Twitch username. And also, if you want to buy singles from my store instead of Doom Store, feel free to go on to untapgames.com and use coupon code SINGLE10 for 10% off all singles that you order. I believe we're still offering free shipping on anything over $35. We just finished listing the rest of our Stellar Crown stuff, but we might already be sold out of some of the playables. So I'm sorry if the things that you want aren't there.
Playables go fast. So with that, I'm Senior Doom, tournament organizer, or professional illustrator, and I'm going to send everyone off to the Otters because Otters are great. I don't know anybody else who's on tonight, so at least not first check. There might be someone else, but I like the Otters. The Otters are fun. So have fun with the Otters, and we will see you on Friday.